And as a veteran-led company who cares about giving back to those who serve, if you're active or former military or a first responder, you'll save an additional 20% every single month. Reduce your monthly recurring bills, starting with your cell phone bill.
Just dial pound 250 and say our names, Clay and Buck, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team will help you switch in minutes. Again, talk, text, and data for just $20 a month.
Dial pound 250 and say Clay and Buck, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Dial pound 250 and say Clay and Buck. Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
If you've been waiting for the right time to upgrade your home's comfort, this is it. Central Heating and Air Conditioning is proud to announce the 29th annual Winter White Sale, and it's our lowest pricing of 2026. For a limited time, everything is on sale. Heating and cooling systems and complete home performance solutions with rebates and discounts up to $2,300. Are you dealing with hot or cold spots in your home? Energy bills that just keep climbing? Or unhealthy indoor air affecting your family's comfort? Central has the solution. As your trusted carrier partner, they install industry-leading carrier systems backed by strong warranties and peace of mind that comes with proven performance and efficiency. With 79 years experience, Central Heating and Air Conditioning knows how to design comfort solutions that work, not just today, but for years to come. This is your chance to save big during Central's 29th annual Winter White Sale, but it won't last long. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, delivering carrier comfort for the world we share.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Locally owned and heard throughout Georgia on the Extra app.
What Iran says is happening in Iran. On Lisa Brady, Fox News. The Iranian foreign minister is blaming protester deaths on terrorist cells, suggesting government forces have had to act in self-defense.
When terrorist elements led from outside, entered this, protests and started to shoot, police forces, police officers, and security forces.
Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi also suggesting it's part of an Israeli plot to prompt intervention by President Trump. That interview airs at 6 p.m. Eastern tonight on Fox's Special Report with Bret Baier. Yesterday, Iran's exiled crown prince told Fox people are fed up with the regime and want freedom. Human rights groups say thousands have been killed in a government crackdown on protesters. Some personnel are being advised to leave a key U.S. base in Qatar by tonight as a precaution, as President Trump considers next steps. ICE operations can continue for now in Minnesota. A federal judge just declining to issue a temporary restraining order after city and state officials sued. The judge giving both sides deadlines next week to file arguments as she reviews more evidence in the lawsuit. Verizon says it's working to fix an outage affecting thousands of U.S. customers.
The outage hotspots seem to be centered around the Portland, Oregon metro area, Chicago, Boston, New York, and Washington, D.C. There's some outages there. And then other Verizon outages appear to be popping up here in Los Angeles and then also in Phoenix and Atlanta. Verizon posting on X, we are aware of an issue impacting wireless voice and data services for some customers. Our engineers are engaged and are working to identify and solve the issue quickly. We understand how important reliable connectivity is and apologize for the inconvenience.
Fox Business's Max Gordon, not clear yet if reported issues with other carriers might be connected. America is listening to Fox News.
Relief Factor loves hearing from pain-free customers and hopes that you're going to be the next that writes in. Kim wrote in and said, before trying Relief Factor, Glenn, I struggled just to make it through my work days. I'd collapse on the couch at night, aching everywhere. Within a few weeks of starting Relief Factor, that daily pain began to fade. Now I'm keeping up at work. I still have energy left for my family. My life has changed. Kim's is the story of thousands of kitchens and office desks and factory floors. The story of parents having more love to give because they have strength to share it. Relief Factor doesn't just ease pain, it restores your evening, your laughter, and the simple joy of just being present. Relief Factor has given me a big part of my life back, whether in the cold and elevation of our ranch or walks along the beaches with my wife in Florida. Relief Factor is 100% drug-free and targets the inflammation that causes pain so you can move better and feel better and actually enjoy life again. Try their 3-week quick start, $19.95. Go to ReliefFactor.com, 1-800-4RELIEF, 1-800, 4RELIEF, and see if you're not the next to get out of pain.
Oh. home.
Did you hear that? Was that live? I just called myself an idiot. I think it was right before you hit the mic. Look out. It's only me. How's it going? It's only the Kimmer, Pete Davis. You got the cold weather hat on up there with your little...
It'll be 18 tonight.
I know it. And by the way, it's already hit the high, and it's just going nothing but down for about 3 more days. I think the high is going to be, 29 tomorrow or something.
We might get some snow Sunday.
Yeah, here we go. Good grief. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing? What a great start.
You might.
I might, yeah.
There's no might up here.
Yeah, there'll be some snow activity. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, well, that's the way it goes. It's winter time. Hell, it's January. Hell, it was into January. We got trapped in the ice storm. Wasn't it January, or was that later in the spring?
Last year was January, about this time, the 10th.
Yeah.
That we got a lot of snow and ice. And I think a little bit in February, too.
Yep. Yes, yeah. Well, we got trapped twice, as I recall, years ago from the old place.
I got trapped 9 days here last January.
Man,
remember?
That's old. Yeah, that's not good. Anyway, tis the season. Kimmer Pete Flounder, 404-741-1230 is our number, 741-1230. And by the way, could someone please tell the Flounder, you're the associate, the assistant program director. Could you please tell the guys before us to stop playing all the sound bites that we're going to start the show with like 8 minutes before we start the show?
Well, it's a completely different audience.
Yes, I know.
3, so
yeah, apparently.
It's all right.
We have to work on that.
That was a corporate answer if I ever heard one. I love it.
He's sounding a lot more kind of, I don't know, management style going on in here. I'm not sure I can handle it. It's like bossing me around pretty good all of a sudden, too, I tell you that. Well, that's good, geez, that's
We're
good.
going to need those PTS reports by the end of the day.
I know, I've already gotten, I have 9, man. I have to get 9 GPS reports. What a great movie that was, by the way. What a great
work Saturday.
I've got a new game. What was the name of that game? Hot Jump for whatever. What was it? Jump to a conclusion.
I'm going to burn the place down. The stapler.
Stapler. You got my stapler.
Burn the place down.
Oh, mercy. Anyway, we're in that mood today for sure. And why not? We got, it's a lot of, hell. By the way, Donald Trump is now doing his job live, like always, like every freaking day. He goes live for a couple hours. At the moment, he's signing a new law. It's called the Whole Milk for Healthy Kids Act. And I guess he's saying we should go back to whole milk. And I remember the days when, seriously, as a kid back in the old days, where the milkman would come in his little truck, and there would be a little aluminum square box on the back of your porch.
Mathis Dairy.
Yeah. Yeah.
We grew up with Mathis Dairy. They're whole milk, they're chocolate milk, any milk they had.
But I remember, I'll bet you don't remember this. I remember the days when milk came with a cream on top in the top of the bottle. And there was a paper cap on it, and you had to empty the cream off the top of the milk bottle to get the milk. And you saved the cream for the cream. That goes, that's 90
years. I was born after the Korean War.
I know, I'm telling you. But again, the milkman was in the back, and we go get the milk and put the bottles out there, and it was just, everything worked great. Man. It was, the last job I had before I went in the Marines in the summer of 1966 was working as a tank truck driver for a local dairy. This was in New England, and I would go to the warehouse, and I would load up. This is like 4:00 in the morning. In the summertime, my summer job, like 3:30 in the morning, I get there, and I would load these 5-gallon giant cans of fresh milk and dairy products and ice cream and stuff in the freezer on this big freezer truck I was driving is what it was. And I would deliver it to all the summer camps in the area. Take all day long, and I would go to every summer camp, and I would deliver their milk for the day, and then I would pick up their empty cans and bring it back. It was unbelievable, and I got to drive through the mountains of the New England, the Berkshires and stuff, going to summer camps and delivering milk. It's unbelievable. Anyway,
Well, they've been saying, I read this, the difference between whole milk and the 2% is
and skim.
basically almost nothing.
Yeah, it's very little. Yeah. Now you can tell a lot between skim. Skim milk is not the same as 2%. 2%. You know, in fact, I remember my mom for a while tried to get us to drink skim milk, and we drank it, but we said, "No, this is really, it's not."
It's like ice milk instead of ice cream.
Oh, it's horrible. Yeah, it's milk flavored water. Is what it is. Yeah. Anyway, Kim Rapine, founder 309.
People are already asking where Bucky is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I knew it.
Well, I'm
Should have
sorry.
kept him here.
Bucky was, Bucky had to go home. He missed his family.
He's the assistant to the assistant to the assistant to the program director. So.
He's a mountain beaver.
That's right. He has to be in where he's at home in his little pond in the back, building his little forts and stuff like that with his little beaver friends. So it's that's.
He'll be back.
Yeah, all right. Well, that'll be fun. Maybe another day that'll be fun. Anyway, all right. Here we go. It's this Hump Day? It's Wednesday. Okay. All right. Kim Rapine, founder 404-741-1230, 741-1230. More sex things about gender. And I mean, I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. And more on the freaking ICE raids and the Minnesota thing. And now there's a Tennessee case and the social media. I mean, this is a nightmare. You'll hear Donald Trump and you'll hear the father of the insurrectionist, anarchist woman who gave her life for the happiness in her soul of trying to disrupt federal agents from arresting criminals. Again, what a mountain to die on. Who turned her into that maniac? Well, her kid's school did. Her charter school of her kid did. That's where they.
And her wife.
Yeah, and her wife. Yeah. And but again, again, it's not a cause for civil rights for black people. It's not a cause for women's rights for equality. It's not a cause to bring our teenagers home from Vietnam. I mean, the things that hit the 60s and 70s were serious issues. They affected American culture and legal, things that lasted forever, equality, things like that. This is just hate. This is hate Donald Trump. And we'll talk about that a lot.
And protect criminals.
Yeah, that's right. And that's the other thing. I can't believe. Well, what's the purpose? It's if the ICE agents were going into every suburban neighborhood and arresting maids and dishwashers and lawnscapers. I mean just anybody who happened to I mean that's one thing. They're going after criminals, rapists, murderers, gangbangers. I mean even my kids live in Aurora, Colorado, and when I sent them the story, I said there's gang. And he said, "Oh, that's not in our area. Nobody, no one goes over there." Oh my God! Don't make me come out there. I mean, seriously, they just. It's like, oh well, the mayor said it's no. I go, no, the mayor's a liar. The mayor's I mean, my God, jeez. I mean,
our
seriously,
told us everything was okay. All is well.
Yeah, nothing to see here. Keep moving
nothing
along,
to see here, folks. Keep moving. Nothing to see.
Jeez. God. I mean, seriously. Anyway, all right, 311. We got Pete's tweets. We got Holy Crap at Sports. Is there anything popping in sports? I'm trying to. It's kind of a
we
funny.
Just got a really big news came down.
Oh, really?
You want to hear it?
I do. I got a little tease because we got Holy Crap at Sports, but it's for a couple hours, so I'll give the little people what they want to hear.
I will guarantee you that Oregon quarterback Dante Moore will not be the number one pick in the NFL draft.
He's going back to school?
He's going back to school.
I'll be damned. And we got
Fernando Mendoza is the number one pick in the draft.
Yeah, well, he's the Indiana quarterback, right? Yeah. Well, he probably should be anyway, don't you think, or not? Yeah.
Yes. Dante Moore has crapped the bed in the 2 games I've watched him play this year.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
He could be a New York Jet, though. I mean, he's all ready for that.
And did I see a story, and I don't know whether it's a big enough story that you would have even paid attention to, about some kid now who's gone to like 7 different school transfers or some.
Yeah.
Jeez. Is this all just NIL money outbidding the other guy?
No, he can't play that well, but he still thinks he can, so he keeps wanting to go. He's going to smaller and smaller schools, basically, to try and get somebody to look at him and say, well, we'll bring you on an NFL team. He still has the dream, and you got to give him the dream. But you can't tell one kid you can't go for a 6th year, and this kid goes to his 7th school.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I said. We just talked about, you just told about the guy with a 6 year. He's going to sue. I said he's going to sue. He did sue. I think he did sue, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Anyway, honestly, I hate it. I just hate what's going. I love the games. I mean, there's some great college football games, and the whole style of college. I mean, God, the one-handed catches, acrobatics. I mean, it's the whole world of football is totally different. But I don't like what's happening with the NIL money.
How about this? How about if you change schools or you signed an NIL deal, you got to be there for at least 2 years?
It seems fair to me.
At least 2 years.
It's a commitment. You're signing a contract. How are they supposed to deal with people who keep skipping around every 3 months?
Right. And it doesn't help them either.
No, it doesn't help them. Yeah, the people who are paying you. Anyway. All right, 3:13. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. All right, we're going to do the actual show coming up here any minute now. I bet you probably. Anyway.
No other race is this iconic.
Richard Petty will win the Daytona 500. The Petty crew jumping up and down on pit road. This Daytona 500 has had it all.
No other race is this thrilling.
Truex on the inside, Hamlin on the outside, and too close to call.
No other race is this life-changing.
Trevor Bayne gets the win for the Wood Brothers.
The 68th running of the Daytona 500.
Only live on Atlanta's racing station. Extra 106.3 FM.
Did I mention it? Atlanta Safe House has like 500 safes on hand right now at their new location, Union Hill Road in Alpharetta. And I'll tell you, in fact, we should do our show up there again. Mark and the boys will take care of everything. It's so much fun. And all these beautiful safes. I'll tell you, big safes and little safes and gigantic safes. And in fact, when last year we were there, we had a safe. The thing must have been 15 feet high. They can build you a vault door. In fact, they have more Browning and Fort Knox safes than anybody else in the entire southeastern United States. And by the way, if you have an old safe and it doesn't work, they can fix it for you. They can reset your master reset code and all that kind of stuff. And no one else getting it beside you, by the way. Very, very heavy on security and taking care of your rights as well as your stuff. All the top brands, there's always rebates and sales going on all the time. Check out those beautiful pistol safes, all kinds of shapes and sizes. And again, they can design a safe inside for the nooks and crannies you're looking for. They can do even more than that, too. They can have a biometric electronic locks, safes for bows and arrows and jewelry drawers and all that kind of stuff. And there's always specials going on. Tell them the Kimber sent you. Check them out. AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
How about a simple New Year's resolution? One that even I was able to achieve. Reverse the clock on hair loss with Advanced Hair's simple one-day FUE treatment. You're going to feel more confident and more youthful when you witness your own natural hair growing into places that have been balding or thinning for years. I'm surprised and relieved every time I look into that mirror, and you need to know what it feels like. And now, from Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment to their highly experienced team, they are the team that I personally recommend and trust in hair restoration. Did I mention your new hair is guaranteed to grow and can grow for life? How about celebrate this new year with a fuller head of hair and get a free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. Call 872-217-HAIR. Again, that's 872-217-HAIR. Discover what meeting your resolution could look like with the before and after pictures at AdvancedHair.com.
Hello.
Hey, is this Mike Fitzgerald?
No, I think you have the wrong number. Wish I could help you.
Well, you could if you were Mike Fitzgerald.
Who is Mike Fitzgerald?
Mike Fitzgerald is the only realtor I'll talk to because he can sell my house fast for a great price and even in this market.
Yeah, I'm definitely not Mike Fitzgerald.
Oh, I figured that out because Mike Fitzgerald would have sold my house already.
Need to sell your home? You need Mike Fitzgerald from the Harry Norman Realtors team, exclusive Georgia members of Forbes Global Properties. Learn more at MikeFitzgeraldRealty.com. That's where you'll find Mike Fitzgerald.
Hi, it's Lowe's, here with Tom Mitchell, the Honest Car Guy. Tom, you are changing the way people are buying their next pre-owned car or truck. How are you doing it?
At the Honest Car Guy, the entire process is completely transparent. You pay what we pay plus our honest fee, and we even prove it by giving you a copy of the bill of sale. We can sell you any make, any year, any model, and at the Honest Car Guy, you'll save an average of $5,000 to $10,000 depending on the price of the car.
Folks, if you want to save thousands on your next pre-owned car or truck, call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or honestcarguy.com.
If you've been waiting for the right time to upgrade your home's comfort, this is it. Central Heating and Air Conditioning is proud to announce the 29th annual Winter White Sale, and it's our lowest pricing of 2026. For a limited time, everything is on sale. Heating and cooling systems and complete home performance solutions with rebates and discounts up to $2,300. Are you dealing with hot or cold spots in your home? Energy bills that just keep climbing? Or unhealthy indoor air affecting your family's comfort? Central has the solution. As your trusted carrier partner, they install industry-leading carrier systems backed by strong warranties and peace of mind that comes with proven performance and efficiency. With 79 years experience, Central Heating and Air Conditioning knows how to design comfort solutions that work, not just today, but for years to come. This is your chance to save big during Central's 29th annual Winter White Sale, but it won't last long. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, delivering carrier comfort for the world we share.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Every day, Americans make choices that shape our country's future, right down to which cell phone provider we support. Here's what most people don't realize. Patriot Mobile is an activist organization funded by selling top-tier cell phone service. And they've been on the front lines defending our freedoms long before it was cool, standing in that gap when others wouldn't. And the best part is, they delivered prioritized premium service on all 3 major U.S. networks, giving you the same or even better coverage, backed by 100% U.S.-based customer support. You're going to get unlimited data plans, mobile hotspots, international roaming, so much, and you'll save money. And when you switch to Patriot Mobile, you're going to help grow a movement that fuels the Christian conservative cause. Every bill you pay helps advance the faith of values, family, and freedom. And switching is easier than ever. Activate in minutes. Keep your number, keep your phone, or upgrade. Take a stand today. PatriotMobile.com/Beck or call 972-PATRIOT. 972-PATRIOT, promo code Beck. Get a free month of service. PatriotMobile.com/Beck, 972-PATRIOT. Make the switch today.
Yeah, hey. It's Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder time, 106.3. This is Justin Bieber. This was 11 years ago on this day when Justin got questioned by the Popo after his neighbor's house in Calabasas, California got egged. Apparently, Mr. Bieber was accused of throwing eggs at his neighbor's house while the neighbor and the neighbor's daughter were on their balcony filming Justin Bieber, so he started throwing eggs at him. A dozen cop cars showed up on the property with a search warrant. They searched the place looking for evidence that Justin Bieber was involved in the incident. Detective Dave Thompson commented, "We collected evidence related to that crime. Mr. Bieber was present and cooperative. He was not. We found the egg. We found the egg, Lieutenant. We got eggs in the refrigerator. Obviously, the man's guilty. Apparently, I think it might have been the FBI director, Christopher Wray, the disgrace of Atlanta, actually was involved in the case because it was a famous celebrity, and he apparently told the cops on the scene, if he's Republican, make sure you tase the bastard and then wrestle him to the ground or something by orders of the FBI, I think might have been part. Well, it's possible. I don't have any evidence on that, but I'm just.
So what you're saying,
yeah,
Justin Bieber, that the yoke's on him.
The yoke, hey ho ha. Yeah.
By the way, I'm enjoying a fine York peppermint patty while we.
I've always been a fan of the York, as long as they're cold. I like them out of the refrigerator.
Good stuff.
York peppermint patties are crisp and tasty and very invigorating, if you don't mind. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? Oh, by the way, as you know, actually, the morning show boys, Tug and the Smart One, they have a big. Oh, hold on. Can you see the camera? Okay, I think it's twisted around here. Anyway, they always have a. They try to have fun with the camera when they make fun of the stuff I do, because I'm an old-fashioned guy and I do old-fashioned things. And old-fashioned radio things, a guy like me, where I talk about somebody's birthday and a little note in history and then go on with the program. So this morning I thought it was so cute that Tug was doing a bunch of birthdays to beat the Kimmer, to beat me to the punch. Which I thought was so sweet, because they talk all the time about having their special 4-hour listeners. And I realized, check this out. This is true. I start listening to this radio station in the morning about 5:30 a.m. At the latest, maybe 5:40. So sometime around 5:30 in the morning, I have my radio on to this radio station all day while I'm working at home, in the car driving here when I'm working in the studio, and I'm in the car driving home till 7 o'clock. I am listening to this radio station non-stop.
That's what we call a P1 in the industry.
From 5:30 to 7. Is there anybody else who non-stop? If I go to the grocery store, I have it in my pocket and in my ear rockets. the technology to listen in my ear so I don't bother shoppers. I listened to this radio station for 13 and a half hours.
Normally, after 6 o'clock when I'm headed home is usually when I turn talk radio off, but I'm enjoying Jesse Kelly.
Oh, Jesse Kelly's great to listen to.
I like him a lot.
I mean, he does, goofy things about stuff.
He breaks everything up, kind of like this show.
But he is a great, thank you. But he...
What I'm saying is you add in different elements other than political talk.
Yeah, true. No, Jesse, I mean, he's entertaining as hell. I think he's great. I really think he's great.
But boys, you've already signed your contract extension. You don't have to keep sucking up.
Well, I wouldn't call it a contract, but no, now...
You signed it, buddy.
Yeah, well, I said you keep it. It doesn't, it's not
under duress.
Even in the file. But now, in honor of Tug, I will do an actual. So now, Tug listed them all real quick. It's like freaking sailors. That's how they apparently girls. That's how sailors make love. They're all over the place. Tug, you have to kind of just let it come out naturally. Like today's birthday includes LL Cool J, 58 years old. Agent Sam Hanna on NCIS Los Angeles. Lip sync battle. Mama said knock you out. LL Cool. Is he the guy with a clock? He has a big clock. That's not the guy with a clock.
No, that's Flava Flav.
LL Cool J. Is he the guy who says dynamite? That's not LL Cool J either? No, okay.
That's Jimmy Walker.
Yes, JJ, yeah. I was just checking in case I missed, Oh, God, I forgot to get the history thing here. Jeez, boys, I don't know what's going on. I'm just, I'm
having... Huggy Bear.
I don't know what I'm doing here. Hold on. Now I got my thing here.
Bucky's there. You've fallen apart.
I know I've fallen apart. It's just not right. I totally whacked around myself. All right, let's do this. Let's do a little a musical history note here for you today. On this day in 1973, Elvis Presley makes TV history when an estimated 1.5 billion viewers worldwide tune in to watch the live broadcast of Elvis Aloha from Hawaii via satellite. The estimated viewership may be somewhat inflated, considering there were less than 1 billion total viewers in all the countries. But hey, all right. Let's call it about 1 billion. It was this in 1973, the most expensive entertainment special ever to that time. Cost $2.5 million back in those days. The concert was a way for Elvis to perform live overseas because his manager, Colonel Tom Parker, was an illegal immigrant. And Colonel Tom Parker, the illegal immigrant, was afraid that if he'd left the country to go do an Elvis show somewhere else, he'd be deported back to his native Holland. And you know how dangerous those people can be with those Hollanders there. The Hollandaise sauce people? Oh, my God, man. Are they the ones with the finger in the dike? Is that the little Holland boy, wasn't it?
Yeah. Technically, it's the Netherlands. Holland is just a couple places on the ocean there. It's just part of the Netherlands.
Well, but you can't say Holland is part of the Netherlands, but it would be fair not to give Holland its due, right? I mean, it's still a country.
We don't call it Holland, though, anymore. We call it the Netherlands.
Oh, so they don't even get their own name anymore? Well, I can't believe that.
The Holland is a part. It's like the Appalachia is a part of the United States.
So they're not even their own country. And I don't think I knew that.
Oh, God.
I'm serious. I can't believe it.
Holland is the districts close to the ocean.
So in other words, it'd be like saying the Gulf country. So in other words, if I say Holland's a country, then I'm lying.
You're
Holland's
lying,
not a country.
Mistaken.
Doesn't Holland have like a president and a legislature and stuff?
It is a part of the Netherlands.
That's not my question. My question
Georgia
is
a part of the United States. Holland is not a country.
I'm going to ask Rock. Does Holland therefore it has no police department or doesn't have a legislative branch? Doesn't have a governor or a president?
Yes, they have a governor because they're like a state.
Oh, okay.
Like two different districts.
All right, then. Well, I'm glad we got to the bottom of that. Because
thank God we got the Dutch.
I would never get to sleep.
Are we Dutch
tonight.
now?
It was bad enough. I got up early this morning to make sure I had the clean part of the house where the guy fixing my oven would be seeing. A freaking nightmare. That hiding stuff and everything. Taking all the tripwires.
Tell him to be quiet. He puts the lotion on the skin and then gets the hose again.
I always make sure I leave a couple of guns around. Anybody, all the maintenance guy, don't mess with this guy. Anyway, 327, Kimmer Pete and Flounder. All right, let's do a little sing. We got a little thing here. We've got a lot to talk about with the stupid business of the Minnesota raids and the things with the protests and stuff like that. But let's start with this. The business of gender. I can't believe, and you're going to hear Josh Hawley say the same thing, I can't believe that we're even having discussions like this. You're going to hear two different things about gender. First of all, cut number 2 here, Flounder. A Senate hearing today. This, of course, is a follow-up on Ketanji Bippity-Boppity-Boo, the Supreme Court Justice, the DEI hire who doesn't know what a woman is, to talking about gender and boys and girls sports, stuff like that. And Josh Hawley was interviewing a doctor named Verma, and he tried to get her to answer a simple question today about gender and sex. Flounder, cut number 2 in the Senate today.
Said a moment ago that science and evidence should control, not politics. So let's just test that proposition. Can men get pregnant?
I take care of people with many identities, but
can men get pregnant?
There are many women that can get pregnant. I do take care of people that don't identify as women.
Can men get pregnant?
Again, as I'm saying,
let me just remind you, you testified to a moment ago. Science and evidence should control, not politics. So, can men get pregnant? You're a doctor, I think.
Science and evidence should guide medicine.
Do science and evidence tell us that men can get pregnant? Biological men, can they get pregnant?
I also think yes/no questions like this are a political tool. And
no, yes/no questions are about the truth, doctor. Let's not make a mockery of this proceeding. This is about science and evidence, and I'm asking you. You know, the United States Supreme Court just heard arguments yesterday at great length on this question. This is not a hypothetical question. This is not theoretical. It affects real people in their real lives. And you're here as an expert, called by the other side as an expert. And you've been telling us that you follow, right, you're a doctor. Yeah, you're a doctor. And you follow the science and the evidence. So I just want to know, based on the science, can men get pregnant? That's a yes or no question. It really is, I think.
I think you're trying to reduce the complexity of the law.
I'm not. I'm trying to get, it's not complex. Simpler. I'm trying to get to an answer, and I'm trying to test, frankly, your veracity.
How's that more complex?
As a medical professional and as a scientist, can men get pregnant?
I think you're also conflating.
This is extraordinary. No, I'm not conflating male and female. They're two different things. There's biological men and there's biological women. And I want to know, can men get pregnant?
What you were talking about is
You're not going to answer my question.
There you go. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I mean, seriously.
Who was the guy asking the question?
That's Josh Hawley, Senator Josh Hawley.
Josh Hawley.
Yeah. I mean, again, how hard is that? By the way, Flounder, let's do. Well, I'll tell you. Wait a second here. Hold on a second now. How long's that? Can we play this other soundbite number 4 here?
Yeah,
because it's kind of related to the story of in Congress. There's a guy named Tim McBride. And he is a representative from Delaware. He calls himself Sarah. He dresses like a girl, pretends he's a girl. His name is Tim McBride. And yesterday in Congress, Republican Congressman Andrew Clyde of Georgia recognized his fellow congressperson this way in the House. Cut number 4.
The chair now recognizes the gentleman from Delaware, Representative McBride, for 5 minutes.
The gentleman from...
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to congratulate Lieutenant Colonel Chaplain Reverend Dr. Ashok...
Anyway, he didn't even reply to it. That's a guy. He calls himself Sarah. And thank God other people are saying, another congressman, Mary Miller of Illinois, Tim McBride's a man. Appreciate Clyde for acknowledging his basic biological truth on the House floor. Another, Andy Biggs of Arizona. A biological man can never be a woman, no matter how much makeup you put on. My friend Clyde stands for truth. I mean, seriously, what is the matter with these people? And he dresses like a girl. I mean, it's just, anyway. All right, 332. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And now we're going to do the ice in Minnesota. Oh, Lord, here we go. Hold your hat. Donald Trump will talk. You hear the father of the girl who was an insurrectionist and paid with her life for it. All coming up here in a few minutes. Look out.
Support the advertisers and partners that share your values. Give our extra advertisers the first shot to earn your business. They will deliver for you every time and support the extra community like no one else. Connect with all of our partners online at extra1063.com.
Hey, it's John Michaels, and look, some things are bigger than sports. In 2021, 13 American heroes gave their lives in Afghanistan, and 13 Heroes Premium Spirits was created to honor their sacrifice. You can make a real impact. Order direct at 13heroes.com, and every bottle sold means a donation straight to the heroes helping heroes at the Warrior Alliance. This clean, award-winning line of spirits are guaranteed to exceed expectations. Whether you're hosting a game or giving a gift, do something special. Order at 13heroes.com.
When I first started using a CPAP, getting supplies and equipment was a horrible hassle. It pretty much stayed that way until I discovered CPAPsetcetera.com. Same-day shipping on anything you might need, including travel CPAPs, hoses, masks, you name it. Same-day shipping. CPAPsetc.com or visit their store in Alpharetta. So easy, and you could be preserving your health and saving your life.
This is Monica Pearson for Superior Plumbing, the honest plumber. Like me, Superior Plumbing has been doing business for more than 40 years. Trust me, to last that long takes dedication to doing the job right and building trust with your customer base. I've used Superior Plumbing for years, and owner Jay Cunningham is committed to making you a customer for life, too. Next time you need a plumber, visit thehonestplumber.com.
Superior, the honest one. Call 770-4222.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Howard Brothers. Winter is still here, but spring will be showing up soon. Let's plan early and gear up with Howard Brothers. Join Howard Brothers for their annual Gear Up Day, happening Wednesday, March 4th at all 7 locations across North Georgia. From lawn care to outdoor projects, Howard Brothers has the equipment you need, and their Gear Up Day will help with special deals you won't want to miss. So don't wait for spring to sneak up on you. Gear up with Howard Brothers on March 4th. Learn more at howardbrothers.com.
Has it crossed your mind? Have you been considering an electric vehicle? Well, make sure it's practical and make it a Toyota. The new 2026 Toyota BZ, estimated 314-mile all-electric driving range and strong immediate acceleration. 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds. Now we're talking about a quiet, smooth ride that also gives you punch. And it makes your daily drive easier on top of that because with an option to charge at home, you can eliminate gas station stops and keep your routine simple. And here's why to buy at Marietta Toyota. We, of course, have been serving Marietta since 1975, and this team knows Toyota better than anybody else. They know what real inventory is and ongoing support right here on the Kyle Parkway South location. Right now, 0% APR for 72 months plus $3,500 bonus cash on the new 2026 BZ. Marietta Toyota, we've been here and we'll be here for you.
0% APR for 72 months equals $1,389 for $1,000 finance with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. Not all buyers will qualify. $3,500 bonus APR cash from SCTF requires financing with SCTF. Applied as a down payment. No cash back. Offer ends 2/2/26.
Ready to sell your home fast and for top dollar? Trust Design to Sell. Staging and interior design experts recognized as one of the top 10 staging companies in the nation. From stylish redesigns to full-service staging, Design to Sell creates spaces buyers fall in love with. Faster sales, better offers. That's the power of great design. Call 678-505-1433 or visit homedesign2sell.com and ask for the special.
Let's ring in the new year by finally checking off something that actually matters. Your old videotapes and photos are fading more every year. VCRs are disappearing, and the clock is ticking to save your family's most important memories. Hi, I'm Adam Baselogger.
And I'm Nick Mako. We started Legacy Box to help you preserve your memories by converting all your videotapes, photos, and film reels into digital files. And this year, it's easier than ever.
Introducing our biggest kit yet, able to hold up to 80 videotapes or film reels or 2,000 photos. It's perfect for big collections. You can even send in old DVDs, memory cards, flip phones, or early generation iPhones.
Legacy Box is truly the easiest New Year's resolution you'll ever keep. Just fill your box and send it in. As the world's largest digitizer of home movies and photos, all work is done in the U.S., and we're trusted by over 1 million families.
Start the new year right by rescuing the moments you haven't watched in years. Go to legacybox.com/records for an incredible 55% off. That's legacybox.com/records for 55% off.
This is such an ominous beginning, seriously.
Supposed to.
I know, but I don't like it. It's just, what? What's the matter?
President Trump is taking questions on Iran and stuff.
Let's go to it, and we'll save this for a minute.
They say no executions. Everyone's talking about a lot of executions were taking place today. We were just told no executions. I hope that's true. That's a big thing. Yes, ma'am.
The foreign minister of Greenland, she said a while ago in a press conference in an embassy of Denmark that she made very clear in the meeting that happened here in the White House what are their limits. She also said that it was a very respectful meeting. Are those limits going to be respected?
Well, we're going to see what happens with Greenland. We need Greenland for national security, so we're going to see what happens. They're going to brief me on the meeting right after this conference. In fact, the sooner I get you out, the faster I'm going to know exactly what happened. But we have a very good relationship with Denmark, as you know. We'll see. But, we're doing the Golden Dome. We're doing a lot of things, and we really need it. If we don't go in, Russia's going to go in, and China's going to go in. And there's not a thing that Denmark can do about it, but we can do everything about it.
What they can do there?
Well, we're going to see. We're going to see what happens, but we need it. I'm not the first one. This was talked about by President Truman, and 40 years before President Truman, they were talking about it. They've been talking about this for 100 years. This is not anything so new. A lot of people don't realize that, but this was a hot subject, probably not as hot as it is now, but it was a hot subject for a long time. We need it for national security. And that includes for Europe. And I spoke with, as you know, Mark, the head of NATO, and he really wants to see something happen. It's very important for national security.
It's being reported that Health and Human Services released frozen funds to Planned Parenthood. I'm wondering why this happened and why Planned Parenthood is receiving any federal funds.
I don't know anything about that. Bobby, do you know anything about that? What was the question?
It's being reported that frozen funds were released to Planned Parenthood in December by HHS. I'm wondering why that happened.
I have not heard that. I have not heard that.
Mr. President,
where'd you get that from?
Right now, it sounds like you are saying that you would potentially acquire Greenland by force. That would be a NATO country. Are you saying that? Would you do that?
No, you're saying that. I didn't say it. No, you're telling me that that's what I'm going to do. You don't know what I'm going to do.
So what are the options?
Your network doesn't know it.
The Danish foreign minister said that there's still fundamental differences after the meeting with Rubio and with the vice president. Are you willing to leave the NATO alliance in order to get what you want with Greenland? What are the options right now?
I wouldn't be telling you what I'm willing to do, certainly. I'm not going to give up options, but it's
Good try, honey.
Greenland's very important for the national security, including of Denmark. And the problem is, there's not a thing that Denmark can do about it if Russia or China wants to occupy Greenland. But there's everything we can do. You found that out last week with Venezuela. There's everything we can do about things such as that. Not going to happen. We're not, I can't rely on Denmark being able to fend themselves off. They were talking about they put an extra dog, and they were serious about this. They put an extra dog sled there last month. They added a second dog sled. That's not going to do the trick.
Denmark fought alongside the United States and both Afghanistan.
Thank you for telling me that. I appreciate it. But I have a very good relationship with Denmark, and we'll see how it all works out. I think something will work out. Yep.
Venezuela, Cabello, the de facto number 2 in Venezuela right now, he seemed pretty reluctant to work with the U.S. And obviously he's
they just gave us 50 million barrels of oil.
The number 2, the Venezuela security
I don't know. I know the number 1. We just had a great conversation today, and she's a terrific person. I mean, she's somebody that we've worked with very well. Marco Rubio is dealing with her. I dealt with her this morning. We had a long call. We discussed a lot of things, and I think we're getting along very well with Venezuela. Yes.
Mr. President, you have a new Assistant Attorney General position dedicated to rooting out fraud.
Yeah, he's fantastic. The person is fantastic.
Who is it?
It's a he.
When are you
I will tell you maybe within minutes. I mean, I don't know if it's appropriate to say yet because we're going through a process, but we have chosen a person who's very tough, very smart, very fair.
speech yesterday in Michigan about how you've recalibrated the American economy to work for workers, U.S. auto factories. We've seen core inflation's completely tamed. You lowered the trade deficit to the lowest amount since 2009. American exports are growing, but we're also waiting on the Supreme Court case for the tariffs. Given the success that you've had in the first 12 months, what is at stake in this case, sir?
A little bit like whole milk. I can't believe we even have a case. This was a case started by very China-centric people and also anti-American people, frankly, people that don't want us to do well. Tariffs have helped us stop 8 wars. They've helped us get the best trade numbers we've ever had. They've helped us get $18 trillion brought into the country. And maybe above all else, they've given us tremendous national security. Just the threat of tariffs. You saw that just yesterday when I put tariffs on a certain country. We won't talk about that country, but you know who it is, based on the fact that if you do business with that country, you know, it's going to make them, it's going to bring them to the table a lot faster. So we have made hundreds of billions of dollars with tariffs. We have very little inflation. Think of it. Inflation's gone down and productivity, everything has gone up. We've never...
We want to keep going, or what do you want to do?
I'd keep going.
Okay, let's keep going.
$1 trillion invested in our country, neither has any other country. It's the biggest number by maybe 5 times. 5 times, not 5%, 5 times. Nobody's ever seen numbers like this. We have plants going up. You know, you mentioned I was in Michigan yesterday. I was at the Ford plant where they make the Ford 150. It's one of the original plants. It was from before World War I. It's a giant plant. That plant was probably going to be closed. And 2 years ago, they were doing very poorly. And now they just announced yesterday that they're going to go 24 hours around the clock. 3 shifts, which they rarely do. That's Ford, and Ford's having the best numbers they've ever had. General Motors having the best numbers they've ever had. Stellantis, which hasn't been here, is now investing billions, tens of billions of dollars on building in the country. We're building auto plants all over the country. We're building AI all over the country. We're leading China by a lot, and a lot of it has to do with tariffs. That would be a very disappointing decision. And especially since the people that are fighting me are people that want China to do well. And we're doing great against China. We're doing great against everybody. We're the hottest country anywhere in the world. As I say often, we're right now the hottest country anywhere in the world. And a year and a half ago, we were a dead country. Thank you very much, everybody.
By the way, an office full of kids, because he was talking about a milk act to make kids stronger with healthy milk. There's a little girl behind him. She's probably 10 or 11 years old. She's so pretty. She's been standing there with her arms folded. She's wearing what looks like kind of an evening gown thing. She's so pretty. She's sitting there. They've been so calm, all these kids. There was one about 7-year-old girl, and they were just standing there all polite and sweet and just watching the president do his live thing. What an experience. I mean, this is unbelievable. The President of the United States brings kids into the White House to show them what's live and what's real. I mean, they'll never forget an experience like that. It's just astounding. Really, man, what a time this is. You've never seen anything like this. It's 3:45. Oh, back to the actual program. Kim Pete and Flounder, and happy hump day. Here we go. It's getting cold, all right.
Get connected to Extra 106.3 on all your favorite apps. Then download ours and stream the station across Georgia. We're live online at extra1063.com. Stream live video from the studios on YouTube. And of course, Kimmer, Bortz, and your favorite Extra shows in crystal clear digital on the Extra 106.3 app.
Hey, this is John Flading. I'm the president and owner of ATL Turf Co. We are a family-owned, operated, independent local company. We have over 15 years of artificial grass design, installation, and sales experience. From premium artificial lawns and backyards, custom putting greens, sports fields, hardscape, drainage. We do both residential and commercial. If you can dream it, we can build it. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
The 2026 State Indoor Winter Games are coming, and we need volunteers. Special Olympics Georgia needs your help. January 30th and 31st in Marietta and Cartersville during the 2026 State Indoor Winter Games. Come get involved in a great cause and help our Georgia athletes. There are several positions available. Get involved in any sport you'd like, from basketball and bowling to gymnastics, powerlifting, and pickleball. Sign up today today and join our team. Learn more and register at SpecialOlympicsGA.org. That's SpecialOlympicsGA.org.
The Georgia Department of Transportation and Governor's Office of Highway Safety remind drivers and pedestrians to share the road. Georgia law requires drivers to stop for pedestrians in crosswalks. Drive safely so everyone can cross safely. See and be seen. Pedestrians should use crosswalks when available, cross at an intersection, and wear bright colored clothing when walking at night. Whether behind the wheel or on foot, expect the unexpected. Drive the speed limit, heads up, phones down, and look before you cross. Sponsored by the Georgia DOT.
Did you know that there are over 34,000 lawyers in the state of Georgia? Yet despite that huge number, Bruce Hagen was recently named by his peers as one of the top 100 lawyers in the state. Do you know who is not among the top 100 lawyers in the state? Some clown standing on top of an 18-wheeler. Those kind of lawyers may make flashy ads, but they're just marketers, not real lawyers. If you've been injured in a car wreck, you need Bruce Hagen, a real lawyer who tries cases and wins. Call Bruce Hagen. He's the real deal for your injury case. Hagen-law.com.
So maybe you've been thinking about it, but maybe you've got the question wrong. For a lot of drivers, the question has been, should I go electric? Maybe the question is supposed to be, does it make sense for me? And right now with the new 2026 Toyota BZ, it's built to fit real life. And with an estimated 314-mile all-electric driving range, quick response, and we're talking 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds, and a quiet, comfortable ride, charge-at-home capabilities where you skip unnecessary stops, and you enjoy the drive. When you purchase at Marietta Toyota, you're buying from a dealership that's been part of the community since 1975. 3+ generations of car buyers who have realized Marietta Toyota does it better. Customer service beyond the sale is what they do. With the people in the service support to stand behind what you buy day in and day out. Right now, Marietta Toyota, 0% APR for 72 months, plus $3,500 bonus cash on a new 2026 BZ. Visit us on Cop Parkway South. Marietta Toyota, we've been here and we'll be here for you.
0% APR for 72 months equals $1,389 for $1,000 finance with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. Not all buyers will qualify. $3,500 bonus APR cash from SCTF requires financing with SCTF. Applied as a down payment. No cash back. Offer ends 2/2/26.
Yep. Mm-hmm. There we go. Just enjoying a little Tootsie Pop. A little U2 here for you. I like that kind of haunting guitar in the background music they have. Most of their songs have that. I like it. 2010, BBC admitted, well, we went overboard sucking up the U2. The BBC's coverage of the launch of the U2 album No Line on the Horizon in 2009, BBC, we went too far, gave it undue prominence. Radio Center, the trade body for commercial radio companies, had made a formal complaint over all the coverage, saying the BBC had given U2 the kind of publicity that money cannot buy. Well, of course, they're huge, so what the heck. Let's see. Speaking of the morning show, birthday thing, they were paying a lot of attention to Dave Grohl's birthday today. Dave Grohl, 57. Foo Fighters and Nirvana Rock and Roll Hall of Famer. Dave Grohl. Happy birthday, Dave Grohl. And let's see. We're going to talk about Minnesota and the aliens and the raids and the stuff like that in a second, so this is appropriate on this day in 1942. President Franklin D. Roosevelt issues the proclamation requiring non-American citizens from World War II enemy countries, Italy, Germany, and Japan, requiring non-citizens from those countries register with the United States Department of Justice. They were then issued a certificate of identification for aliens of enemy nationality, unquote. A follow-up to the Alien Registration Act, it made it a beginning of full-scale internet of Japanese Americans the following month in 1942. Most Americans expected the U.S. to get into the war, well, after Pearl Harbor in December of the month before. Presumably in Europe or the Philippines, we were shocked in the nation to hear of Japan's attack on Pearl Harbor, and so the West Coast was particularly vulnerable, and Japanese Americans all over the western states, military feared some conduct of sabotage. Could be bad. I mean, it was a different time, all right. China, weakened by civil war, represented important strategic relationship. Japan wanted China's raw materials. The U.S. needed a diplomatic Chinese government to counter Japan's military expansion. Let's see. California, anti-Japanese policies, exclusionary laws passed to stop Japanese Americans from being part of U.S. citizens in agricultural industries. Federal report requested Roosevelt more than 90% of Japanese Americans were loyal citizens. But with all the pressure, military advisors and California politicians, Roosevelt agreed to begin the steps for possible internment of Japanese Americans. The order allowed the detention, arrest, and internment of those who violated restricted areas like ports, water treatment plants, or even areas prone to brush fires for the rest of the war. Later, Roosevelt signed the War Department's blanket Executive Order 9066, authorizing the physical removal of all Japanese Americans into internment camps.
Well, of course that was wrong, but it wasn't like there wasn't justified fear of what was going on. As we mentioned before, one of the Japanese planes in the Pearl Harbor attack crash landed on another Hawaiian island, and the people there were split 50-50 whether to help the pilot or turn him in.
Yeah.
And they were mainly of Japanese ancestry. Yeah. Recent Japanese. And then you had the Germans, so-called German Americans, creating buns and having their meetings right before the war that were pro-Germany and pro-Hitler and fascism. So there was there's reason for fear.
Yeah. And again, nobody knew about everybody was thinking about what's going on in Europe since the late 30s. So Americans and we were trying to stay out of that whole thing anyway. Yeah. Nobody wanted to go to war in Europe.
We'd already fixed them once.
Yeah, we said that's Europe. We were just there. It was like 35 years ago.
Yeah, they just got in a fight with each other. The cousins started a fight with each other, which lasted for 4 years and drug us into it.
Yeah. Leave us out of it. Damn. Jeez. Anyway.
That's why we should never go back. If they do it again, sorry, this is your mess.
Let them figure it out. Nobody's going to come get us. They're not the ones we're worried about. That's.
I mean, for all the enlightenment that the Europeans gave us. Now, don't even look at the colonialism stuff like that. All the stuff that they gave us in the arts and sciences and everything else in medicine, whatever. The fact that Europe caused the 2 world wars. Europe caused the Cold War, the nuclear age, the atomic age. Yeah. It caused, they had the totalitarianism, Marxism, fascism, all that, socialism, communism, all comes out of Europe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And now, of course, we've welcomed it here to America with a new communist mayor of New York and... Good Lord. And these ICE haters, stuff, there's no other explanation for it to destroy America. And by the way, for the record, the agent, Jonathan Ross, who got hit by the car from that woman, Good, who was the insurrectionist Antifa supporter, apparently, he has internal injuries. He was hurt a lot more than... Yeah, I remember the stupid Mayor Fartface of Minneapolis actually said, he got knocked a little bit, like you're hitting yourself with the refrigerator door, big deal. Even then you get hit. Yeah, he has internal bleeding. He had internal injuries, for the record. Anyway, we'll get into more on that side. Also, Flounder, let's play... we're going to play the father of Good... is not blaming the ICE agents. Here's an interview with the woman's father, and see what you think about this, and then you'll hear from Donald Trump, too. Flounder, if you will. This is cut number 3, I believe, here.
I want to ask you about this. When you talk about the confusion, and you've been open, obviously, about your support for the president, when you look at the videos of what happened, and I'm sure they're very hard for you, Timmy, to watch, if you've even been able to, but the Deputy Attorney General says that the Justice Department doesn't believe that there's evidence to back a criminal investigation, right? And nothing about charges or anything like that, just an investigation into what happened in terms of the ICE agents' actions. But they were, according to the prosecutors resigning today, pressuring them to investigate.
She's afraid to actually
Renee's actions and Becca, her wife's actions. How do you feel about all that?
Well, I'm not blaming anybody. It's a hard situation all the way around. It's hard for for everybody involved. The ICE agent, at first I didn't see the footage where, he was actually, he was actually being ran. I seen the bump of the car hitting his legs. And so in a flash like that, it's hard to say how you would react. From my understanding that he had been through that before, maybe dragged or something. Yeah. And so, like I said, it's just a hard situation for everybody. Becca, she's a great person as well. I mean, I don't have any enemies. I love everybody, and that's what the Bible tells us: love our neighbors as we love ourselves. But I think there's some bad choices. And the word says, for the wrath of God will come upon the children of disobedience. And, it's I don't blame Ice. I don't blame Rebecca. I don't blame Renee. I just wish that, if we're walking the Spirit of God, I don't think she would have been there.
That's the dead woman's father.
Father-in-law.
Father-in-law, beg your pardon. Father-in-law. And now, let's play. I'm going to owe you a Flounders Funny. Donald Trump talked with the new anchor guy at CBS News, and the issue of the father came up, even though the father apparently is a Trump supporter. Here's Donald Trump talking about his reaction to what happened and the comments by the father.
The death of Renee Nicole Good. I've been speaking to her father, who is a big supporter of yours, like many Americans are, but he's heartbroken right now. I can understand that. He's heartbroken because his daughter is dead. That's obvious. He's also heartbroken because your administration so quickly has come out and said she's a domestic terrorist. What do you want to say to her father right now?
Well, I want to say to the father that I love all of our people. They can be on the other side. As you say, he might be on my side.
He is on your side.
And I think that's great. And I do. I think it's great. And I would bet you that she, under normal circumstances, was a very solid, wonderful person. But, her actions were pretty tough. I mean, I've seen it many ways and many different shapes and forms. But the bottom line is, look, we have hundreds of thousands of murderers in our country, killers. ICE is trying to get them out. They were let in through an open border policy of Sleepy Joe Biden. ICE is working very hard to get them out. Their job is being made very, very difficult. And, when you look at that tape, it can be viewed two ways, I guess. But when you look at the way that car was pulled away, there are a couple of versions of that tape that are very, very bad.
Yeah, and Jonathan Ross suffered internal bleeding and internal injuries. The ICE agent who was hit. And by the way, could you function if you were on the job somewhere and somebody was screaming in your face and blowing whistles and horns and megaphones and so forth right on your face? Yeah. I don't think so. Anyway, Flounder, a quick time for a little Flounder Funny here. What do you think?
Have you guys seen these liberals saying how they're going to get guns now because they don't feel safe in MAGA country? Good luck, first of all, getting guns in all the cities where you took away gun rights. Have fun with that. I'm kind of glad that they can't, because a liberal with a gun just sounds like a terrible idea. A liberal with a gun is like a female cop. Somebody's getting shot and it's not going to be the right person.
Now, where did that come
That's
from?
Miss Leonarda Joni. I found her yesterday. She's very, very funny, very entertaining.
Outstanding. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? Coming up on 4 o'clock. We have Pete's Treats. We have Holy Crap at Sports. We have more Flounder's Funnies. We got your calls and stuff. We'll talk more about these ICE stuff and also what they're actually up to and what their training program shows and how we're going to defunk another so-called cop hitting a person in a car business. Another lie by the Dems. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing? Look out. There we go. Stand by. Yeah.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
Potentially positive news on Iran. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. As mass protests continue in Iran, President Trump just telling reporters...
We've been told that the killing in Iran is stopping, and it's stopped, and it's stopping. And there's no plan for executions or executions. So I've been told that on good authority.
Adding the U.S. will find out if executions happen. More than 2,000 deaths already reported in a government crackdown on mass demonstrations. Iran's foreign minister suggesting killings have happened because of terrorist cells in the crowds. And he blames Israel for that.
Because President Trump has said that if there are killings, he would intervene.
And they wanted to drag him into this conflict. And that was exactly an Israeli plot.
Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi also telling Fox's Bret Baier Iran will not stop its missile or uranium enrichment programs. That interview airs 6 p.m. Eastern tonight on Special Report. President Trump says he's about to get a briefing on today's meeting between the Vice President, the Secretary of State, and officials from Denmark and Greenland about his push to take over the Danish territory.
Greenland's very important for the national security, including of Denmark. And the problem is there's not a thing that Denmark can do about it if Russia or China wants to occupy Greenland. But there's everything we can do.
Denmark's foreign minister telling reporters earlier a fundamental disagreement remains. President Trump just signing the Whole Milk for Healthy Kids Act, passed by Congress last year, allowing schools to offer whole milk and 2% in addition to lower fat options.
Even though science has never shown that whole milk harms children, evidence increasingly shows the opposite.
Health Secretary Robert Kennedy says the president has ended a war on healthy fats, reversing Obama-era restrictions. Back-to-back losses on Wall Street. The Dow down 42 points at the bell, down more during the session. America is listening to Fox News.
Relief Factor loves hearing from pain-free customers and hopes that you're going to be the next that writes in. Kim wrote in and said, before trying Relief Factor, Glenn, I struggled just to make it through my work days. I'd collapse on the couch at night, aching everywhere. Within a few weeks of starting Relief Factor, that daily pain began to fade. Now, I'm keeping up at work. I still have energy left for my family. My life has changed. Kim's is the story of thousands of kitchens and office desks and factory floors. The story of parents having more love to give because they have strength to share it. Relief Factor doesn't just ease pain, it restores your evening, your laughter, and the simple joy of just being present. Relief Factor has given me a big part of my life back, whether in the cold and elevation of our ranch or walks along the beaches with my wife in Florida. Relief Factor is 100% drug-free and targets the inflammation that causes pain so you can move better and feel better and actually enjoy life again. Try their 3-week quick start, $19.95. Go to relieffactor.com, 1-800-4RELIEF, 1-800-4RELIEF, and see if you're not the next to get out of pain.
Yeah. Here we go. I have a sad story here with this little missy. Couldn't help it. Damn shame. Amy Winehouse. 2007, Amy started a big hit and run week. 2 weeks at number 1 on the British chart with Back to Black. Amy Winehouse, 2007. The album sold almost 4 million copies in Britain alone, becoming Britain's second best-selling album of the 21st century worldwide. 20 million copies, Amy Winehouse, in 2007. Kim, repeat, and Flounder, 404. Phone calls take priority. To the phones, it's Mika. Hello, Mika. Happy Wednesday. Welcome aboard. What's going on?
Hi, happy Wednesday. So you were talking about Japan and World War II a little bit earlier.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know if you've ever been to Japan. If you have, did you ever go to Hiroshima? One of the nuclear bomb sites?
No, I've been to, well, I spent time in Japan on the way to Vietnam, which is not. Now, Pete Davis, I spent like an hour. But Pete Davis has spent time as a visitor in Japan. But anyway, I'm sorry, you were saying, yes, I have not been to anything, obviously I've not been to anything in Japan. It wasn't near long enough time. Yes, ma'am.
If you ever get a chance to visit, it's a little bit bizarre as an American, because if you visit some of their memorials where the bombs went off, they don't acknowledge Pearl Harbor. They almost don't mention it at all. They just their entire message is war is bad, nuclear bombs are bad, and the end. That's it. There's nothing about what galvanized the United States to attack them. They don't talk about how upset we were about Pearl Harbor. They just say war is bad, nuclear bombs are bad. We want world peace for everyone. That's it. They don't go any further. And the other thing is, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What is the national bird of Venezuela?
The national
Yes.
The national bird of Venezuela. Probably the cuckoo bird, I'm guessing. I have no idea.
A U.S. drone.
A used drone?
U.S. drone.
Oh, U.S. drone?
Wow. That's it. I just wanted to share that one.
Thank you, Mika. All right, baby. There's a Kimmer babe right there. God bless you.
Japanese don't really talk much about the rape of Nanking or the pleasure girls from Korea, as you pointed out. The other day.
Yesterday, they had to apologize for like 60,000 Korean women were kidnapped for the Japanese soldiers to rape them for their own comfort during the freaking war. And it took 40 years for him to apologize, or 60 years to apologize, or what? Anyway, so, and by the way, how funny it is that, okay, so Japan does this horrible thing of sneak attack on a Sunday morning. I mean, my God, killing people, bombs, fires, everything. Okay, so we eventually then bomb with the first nuclear bomb ever dropped on anybody in a population, and it destroyed everything that anybody could never see anything like it. And the response from the Japan's prime minister and premier was, "Oh yeah, that's all you got? Screw you, America. We're not changing anything." Oh, really? Well, how about Mr. Big Fat Little Boy and number 2? I mean, but again, the nerve of these people is to not even give up after we dropped a freaking atomic bomb on them.
I mean, didn't think we had a second one. If they just held still, held serve, we didn't have a third one.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah. Fool me twice. I mean, jeez. Anyway, so, history is just one damn thing after another anyway. Yeah. So that's my motto. The worst grade I ever got in college was history. And now I'm stuck. And now I love doing my history things late at night before I go to bed or first thing in the morning. And I get a kick out of it. Anyway, all right, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how you doing? 407. I'm going to play, we got something. We got stuff here. And our birthday list includes T-Bone Burnett. T-Bone Burnett is 78 years old. He is the producer for The Counting Crows. T-Bone Burnett was the guy who researched and assembled much of the music you heard in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? T-Bone Burnett won an Oscar for Best Original Song for co-writing the theme to Crazy Heart. He also did the Coen Brothers movie Inside Llewellyn Davis. I don't know what that is, but T-Bone Burnett is something of a music producer, Counting Crows and movies and other things here. And on this day in history, oh crap, my Mr. Phone disappointed me here. Let's see. All right, well, let's do this one. 1954. It was the ultimate all-American romance. The tall, handsome hero of the country's national pastime captures the heart of the beautiful, glamorous Hollywood star. Marilyn Monroe and Joe DiMaggio wed on this day in 1954. Barely got past the honeymoon when all of a sudden, Joe DiMaggio found out, wait a minute. I mean, you're not going to just be waiting for me with a drink in hand and my dinner on the table when I get home from the ballpark, dear? No. He arranged a date with a friend to get a date with Monroe. She had done supporting roles in Monkey Business and a couple other things. The press picked it up. They kept a low profile, spent evenings at home or in the back of DiMaggio's restaurant. They were married at City Hall in San Francisco, mobbed by reporters and fans. She had mentioned wedding plans to somebody at her studio, leaked it to the media. Let's see. They were on their way honeymoon in Japan. Monroe had to travel to Korea to do some stuff for the American Soldier Station there. And unhappy Joe DiMaggio was left back in Japan. He was ticked off about it and her sexy image. And then the memorable blow-up occurred in September of 54, the set for Billy Wilder's The 7-Year Itch movie, and they had her standing over that vent, the grate in front of the underneath subway trains, and it blew her dress up in the famous scene with blowing the air up her skirt. Wilder arranged the media attention. Her skirt blew up again and again and again. DiMaggio was on the set. He was furious. Apparently started hitting her. And it wasn't long after that. 270 days after they were married, they were divorced. Mental cruelty, and apparently was beating her up. Anyway. They were good friends, and when she died in 1962, only age 36, DiMaggio arranged for the funeral, and for 20 years, until he died, he sent roses several times a week to her grave in Los Angeles. Anyway, there you go. Love. Love. Same old story. Boy meets girl. Girl finds somebody better. I don't know. 410. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230. 741.
Projecting?
Well, my next wife.
The projector.
I'm like we're sort of a little more meek, kind of needy. appreciative. I don't know. Clingy. Oh, God. It's a repeat plot item. Let's see. Jeez, we do the story about the freaking protesters. There's another one. Another woman. There's video of this woman. Woman just got dragged out of her car again in Minnesota less than a week after that Renee Good got shot for doing what she did. It was her own freaking fault. Dragging across lanes of traffic. She was blocking ICE vehicles. Finally, they're banging on the door and everything else. They finally had to smash her window. And people are saying, go, go. And the agents were surrounded. And again, how would you like to be? Again, these guys are just people. They're literally not Nazis. They're people. They're people who are doing a job like a cop would do, and they're uniformed and they've been trained and they're in here. And all of a sudden, people are coming up and screaming and yelling in their ear and with horns and air horns and megaphones and whistles and stuff. I mean, my God, I would have gone nuts. And finally, there's some great video of them wrestling these stupid protesters to the ground, including the fat white chicks, which makes me laugh like crazy. You know, the freaking wine moms who have never had anything, nobody's ever said no to them in their whole freaking lives, apparently. These entitled freaking brats. They don't know what violence is. They don't know what these people are going through. These ICE agents have to worry about getting shot. It killed. They're trying to arrest criminals, and these freaking wine moms are out there. Go ahead, hit me in the face. Hit me in the face. Someone ought to hit them in the face. They've never been hit in the face. They don't know what violence is. They don't know what fear is. And this is how they're going to spend their time to make a point about how much they hate Donald Trump for going after criminals. God, freaking hysterical hose bags. Seriously. I don't know. Oh, and by the way, one quick thing before we go to break here. We'll go to the break and I'll come back. Some of the things that this woman Good, who got killed for her actions, was doing and the stuff she was teaching and learning about this business in the streets. It's all coming up. Kara Payne Flounder, and here we go. How's your hump day? Look out.
It's time for the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
Well, I can't tell you exactly where this happened. I just remember reading about it. Some feminist group in some Democrat-run state proposed that hospitals not put any gender identification on newborn birth certificates. That they had to wait until the child had a chance to determine their own gender notification. And that brings me to this. Hospitals, New Jersey, Democrat state. These hospitals are asking parents of newborns to identify their new baby's preferred pronouns and sexual orientation on a questionnaire. And that form included options like transgender, genderqueer, lesbian, gay, straight, or bisexual. Yeah, you're supposed to choose one of those and put it on a form at the hospital after your baby is born. This particular New Jersey health system, Inspira Health, 4 hospitals, 2 cancer centers, 8 health centers in South Jersey. And where does this nonsense come from? Democrat women. All of it. And I read something on the Babylon Bee, a satire website, that was too close to being believable. The United States is offering to trade Democrat liberal women to Iran for Iranian women. You know what? I think that would be a great trade. In this satirical news story, they quote our Secretary of State as saying, in the United States, we're overrun with unpleasant, objectionable, hateful women with multicolored hair. In Iran, they're seeking to oppress the rights of beautiful Persian women. Making a trade would be a great, viable solution. I agree. Let's get her done. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Christmas is over, so why not get what you really wanted? Jaron Solomon here, and now is the time to treat yourself to the perfect piece at Solomon Brothers Jewelers, because you deserve it. Or maybe your New Year's resolution is to make someone else's dream come true with the perfect engagement ring. Or Valentine's Day with a gift that says it all. No matter what you are shopping for, we have 3 Atlanta locations in Buckhead, Alpharetta, and Sharpsburg and endless ways to celebrate you and the ones you love. Don't forget to head to the website at SolomonBrothers.com to check out the clearance page to get the absolute best deals on the styles we simply bought too much of for 2025. And with our low price guarantee and flexible financing, luxury has never been more accessible. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, helping Atlanta say I do since 1982.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog and our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check them out online at atlturfco.com.
Hello.
Hey, is this Mike Fitzgerald?
No, I think you have the wrong number. Wish I could help you.
Well, you could if you were Mike Fitzgerald.
Who is Mike Fitzgerald?
Mike Fitzgerald is the only realtor I'll talk to because he can sell my house fast for a great price and even in this market.
Yeah, I'm definitely not Mike Fitzgerald.
Oh, I figured that out. Because Mike Fitzgerald would have sold my house already.
Need to sell your home? You need Mike Fitzgerald from the Harry Norman Realtors team. Exclusive Georgia members of Forbes Global Properties. Learn more at MikeFitzgeraldRealty.com. That's where you'll find Mike Fitzgerald.
Sniffles and sneezes got you down? GoodRx is here to help with big savings on commonly prescribed cold and flu meds. GoodRx is free and easy to use. GoodRx is accepted at all major pharmacies like CVS, Walmart, and Walgreens. Just search your prescription, find a coupon, then show your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx is not insurance, but it works whether you have insurance or not. If you do, GoodRx may beat your copay price. Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com to save today.
Here we go now. Johnny Ramone. A $100,000 statue honoring the late punk guitarist on this day in 2005, unveiled by his widow, Linda, at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery. Johnny Ramone died from prostate cancer in 2004. He was only 55. And hundreds turned out for the ceremony, including Tommy Ramone, the only surviving band member. Dee Dee Ramone died of a drug overdose in 2002. And Joey died from lymphatic cancer in 2001. And Johnny died of prostate cancer in the age of 55. My prostate cancer I had when I was, I think, 58. Anyway, let's see. I see a birthday list here today. Let's see what we got here today. And let's do Faye Dunaway's birthday. Faye Dunaway, what a series of hits she has had. Faye Dunaway is 85. Bonnie and Clyde, Chinatown. She was one who read the wrong Best Picture winner at the 2017 Oscars. They gave her they did the wrong word. She was in Bonnie and Clyde, Chinatown, Moonlight, Network, Little Big Man. Oh, is that the one where she was washing Dustin Hoffman?
Yep.
Yeah. Played the bimbo wife of the was it a minister, traveling minister she was married to or something? I can't remember. Anyway, Faye Dunaway, 85. Little Big Man, Thomas Crown Affair, Mommy Dearest, which was scary, and 3 Days of the Condor, among others, which is a really good movie. In fact, it may be one of the best acting jobs by Robert Redford, who didn't. I mean, he did a much more natural job to me.
They did the second Captain America, the Winter Soldier. They based a lot of that kind of intrigue, spy stuff on that movie.
Yeah, that was a really. I'm kind of surprised it doesn't show up, on replays on.
It's a really good movie.
Yeah.
Maybe dated now, but still, it was a good movie. Yeah. It's like Jeremiah Johnson was a great movie.
Yeah.
You don't see that anywhere.
Yeah, get the freaking bear coming at you in your living room. I brought you a big one. Yeah. That's a great actor. That old fart actor who was a mountain man with him. I can't remember his name. But yeah, sure. And on this day in history, 1993, Nannygate. Pete Davis, you remember the name Zoe Baird?
Yeah, the Supreme Court wannabe.
No, close. On this day in 1993, the New York Times runs a story that said Zoe Baird, who was President Bill Clinton's choice for U.S. Attorney General, which would be in charge of the Immigration and Naturalization Service, his choice for Attorney General, Zoe Baird, had been hiring illegal aliens and never paying their Social Security taxes. And the New York Times broke the story, so she's out. We'll withdraw the name there. But again, here we go. I mean, talking about immigration and naturalization stuff and all the things that are going on. And by the way, for the record, I didn't get this the other day. The woman Good who was killed trying to run over an ICE agent and being all big snarty with her, nasty people, learned what she was loving to do to block federal agents from her son's charter school. The son's charter school, or it might have been a daughter, I don't remember. Their kid's charter school has affiliations with groups that teach haters how to disrupt federal agents. For example, she went to regular meetings with local chapter of ICE Watch, and there are 4 tactics to interfere with arresting officers. For example, let's see, an arrest or even a general pacified attitude can lead to greater tactic number 1, the best kind of grip to use while yanking somebody in custody out of the ICE officer's hands. For breaking a grip, try striking the grip, says the manual that she was reading and teaching and learning, while warning that making physical contact with a law enforcement officer could get construed as assault in court, unquote. So they're saying it could be construed as assault, but the best thing is to strike the grip. To break the grip, strike it with your other hand. It also says this risk associated with striking is always contextual. An arrest or general pacified attitude can lead to greater harm than taking the risk. Another tactic encourages their trainees to unlock doors of law enforcement vehicles containing suspects to let them out. Encouraging people to open the cop car doors and let out the people inside the back seat, but they acknowledge this could be considered a crime, unquote. Another tactic, pressuring the cops to simply release individuals they've taken into custody, surrounding the officers, totally surrounding, or otherwise blocking them and or their vehicle and chanting, let them go, until the law enforcement officers cave to the mounting pressure. This is a popular technique coming out of the Palestine Solidarity Campus occupations, unquote.
Right.
An illustration on the final page of the manual shows protesters trying to free somebody being arrested from a cop's arms with the caption, quote, each de-arrest is a shaking off, which is to say each one is a micro-intifada, which can spread and inspire others until we may finally shake off this noxious ruling order altogether, unquote.
Let's put this in perspective. This is like a group of Americans saying we have some tactics that work, and we're going to use that against the police.
Yeah.
By the way, we got these tactics from the Nazis.
Yeah.
The Nazis really used them, and they really used them well. So this is who, and we'll tell everybody we're getting them from the Nazis.
Well, in
this
fact,
is the same thing.
They've been doing it for years. The Nazis are the ones who kept an opponent off the political rolls, like the Democrats went to court and kept Donald Trump off the ballot in Colorado. He had to go to the Supreme Court, which won a 9-0 decision, by the way, in his support.
And physically attacked their opponents.
Yeah, that's right. Attacked their opponents, try to put them in jail, lie about them, set up things to get them convicted and set away to prison for life and ruin their companies and their families and try to kill them. My God. And now they're going after federal police officers based on Palestinian
pro-Hamas, pro-terrorist intifadas. Intifada is basically violence against everybody that they don't like.
Yeah.
That's what an intifada is. That's blowing up school buses.
Yeah. Shaking off each one is a micro intifada, and that can spread and inspire others. I mean, seriously, I don't know how. I mean, I still don't get it. I know it's, they've never been told. The public education. I mean, social media. It's just what a mess. I mean, how could all these people be that serious about this kind of thing, to the point where families are being destroyed?
They've been taught that everything should be torn down because everything's bad that's on the West, and everything outside of the West and Western civilization is good. No matter how heinous it is, it's better than what we've done as colonizers.
And one more. Again, the other problem is not only social media, but the mainstream media, if there is such a thing anymore. In Tennessee, same damn thing happened. There's been video of a Tennessee Highway Patrol trooper navigating around protesters in Memphis. He's trying to get around. He's trying to, get around for the people, and some guy jumps up in front of the police car, the highway patrol car, and is playing possum, and the cop says, get out of the way, move, get out of my way, get out of my way. The protester shakes his head, raises his finger as if signaling the trooper to hold on, and then the protester, grabs the front of the police patrol's push bars and falls backwards, as though he had been hit by the trooper's vehicle. So the media said, oh my God, the trooper ran over another one, an innocent man protesting with a so-and-so. And it circulated on social media, claims the guy was hit by a Tennessee highway patrolman. Well, they showed the video from a different angle. He was pulling on the front and then pretending he was hit. It's all fake. It's all fake. But again, it's too late.
He did your trick where you take somebody's hand and you pull it into your stomach.
That's right. And he hit me in the gut. Oh, God. That's exactly what he did. And in fact, Jesse, Nighttime the other night was talking about this very thing. It's once you realize the lie, it's too late. He made the point about the woman Good who was shot, and it doesn't matter that the video 2 or 3 or 4 days later showed that she would, hit him pretty good.
Because people make up their minds based on what they originally saw.
Once the media came out with a story and the social media passed along the story, it was all.
And again, that's why J.D. Vance, remember in that press conference, he called all of them out. Shame on you for reporting that.
That's right. That's exactly what happened. And again, once it's done, it's too late. You can't redo it. They don't believe that. I mean, when the truth comes out, oh well, yeah, that's what you're saying now. Oh God! I mean, it's just amazing. A couple of, and by the way, I saw this story just broke this afternoon. I almost don't even want to mention it, but you probably ought to know about it. America's most hated mom, Casey Anthony, is now piping up about the ICE shooting in Minneapolis. She said she's America's most hated mom. She criticized the federal authorities, addressing J.D. Vance, accusing the administration of shielding ICE agents from accountability for killing that woman. There's no such thing, she says, as a federal officer having immunity because it's convenient for you. This applies to your Gestapo ICE agents. She called the shooting a crime. All officer-involved crimes demanding the release of investigative reports about body cam video. She says they're keeping the case under federal review rather than allowing authorities in Minnesota to take the lead. Well, no kidding. She said, we're watching, holding our government officials accountable, said Casey Anthony. Multiple recent shootings blaming federal officers like Gestapo agents. Oh, my, I'm trying to figure out where the hell she came from. She was acquitted, of course, in murdering her 2-year-old daughter, Kaylee. She lied to law enforcement. They got her for that, but they were not guilty of murder, aggravated manslaughter, or anything. The case, theoretically, the case is still unsolved, by the way, of her little girl, 2-year-old that she murdered, apparently. Polarizing figure, and she's still piping up. And again, she was out, she was going to nightclubs picking up guys when her daughter was missing, as I recall, during the case. God, what a slime bag.
Yeah, I could spend the rest of my life being quiet after I got away with something
I can't believe. Why would you? I mean, what a sick mind. Why would you even want to be known by anything? I mean, oh, Lord. Well,
Karma,
again,
do your work.
Yeah, Lordy. All right, 4:30. Come here, Pete Flounder. How you doing? Hump Day, Wednesday. Join us if you like, feel like it. See what's going on here. Hey, Lola.
If you listen to Extra, share it with a friend. It's how we grow and how we can reach everyone in the Atlanta community that believes in the American way of life. If you value the station, help us grow by telling someone about the Extra 106.3 app.
Okay, Stephen, my buddy, the health insurance doctor, says, hey, please tell them about this and open with this information. Open enrollment ended January 15th. Yep, for marketplace plans. Here's what they didn't tell you, though. You can buy more affordable health insurance year-round outside the marketplace. This message is for anybody who bought one of those Obama-Schmamacare plans and had to stretch to pay the first month's premium. It's not funny. You're not responsible. You're not irresponsible for it. You know who's responsible? You're in a system run by people who never have to worry about missing a paycheck. The enhanced subsidies expired. Congress blew it. Premium soaring. Subsidy cliff is back. If you make more than expected, did you know you might have to pay it all back at tax time? That's why you call Stephen the health insurance doctor. My voice cracked about this. Incredible. Health insurance doctor helps people move into corporate-style plans with nationwide PPO options and benefits that pay by the service. Congress may have let you down, but Stephen's going to pick you back up again. Here's that number, 678-523-0759. Takes a few minutes, about like 10 minutes, no obligation, just clearing things up for you. It's healthinsurancedoctor.net.
Time now for the Retire Wise Report. James Parker here with financial advisor Sean Maloney, founder and CEO of Retire Wise. So when we go through days or weeks of volatility in the market, Sean, it's hard to know what to do. What can you tell us?
The biggest thing is don't panic or make immediate decisions with your money. Take those emotional concerns out of the middle of it. You know, look, markets cycle regularly. Market corrections and bear markets are a normal part of the cycle. They're just part of the plan that are going to be accounted for. If you feel nervous when you read the headlines about big drops in the market, you might not know enough about how your money is positioned. That's why it's important to get the right guidance on a financial plan for your retirement.
Tell us about the offer you have for our listeners.
All right, so now's the time to start, folks. Looking ahead and identifying if you have too much risk in your portfolio. That's the first thing. We have a helpful little resource for our listeners today. We call it the Retire Happy Framework Toolkit. You can get it today by calling or texting WISE to 770-802-2200. My team helped put together this just for you, and it's a complimentary guide. And the center of this is a copy of my latest book, The Priority of Retirement, plus guides on major topics like investments, Social Security, income planning, taxes, and so forth of the key components of retirement. So if you want to get this information in your hands today, call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. That's 770-802-2200.
Take advantage of this offer and get your Retire Happy Framework today. Just text WISE to 770-802-2200. The team at Retire Wise will get you your Retire Happy Framework to you right away. So just call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. Investment advisory services made available through AE Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Firm does not provide tax services.
Ain't nothing beats the cozy comfort of a warm fireplace on a cool Georgia night. Tug here for Chimney Solutions. But before you light that fire, make sure the chimney's clean, safe, and ready with my friends at Chimney Solutions. Atlanta's trusted chimney experts for over 25 years. Did you know that a dirty and damaged chimney could lead to dangerous carbon monoxide leaks or even chimney fires? Don't take that chance. Chimney Solutions certified technicians use state-of-the-art equipment to ensure your home and family are protected. They also specialize in gas log conversion, fireplace remodeling, and energy-efficient chimney caps that keep pests and rain out and heat in. From cozy cottages to luxurious homes, thousands of Atlantans trust Chimney Solutions to keep the heart of their home burning bright. Visit chimneysolutions.com to read actual customer testimonials. Chimneysolutions.com. Chimney Solutions, keeping Georgia homes safe, warm, and beautiful for over 25 years.
Hello.
Hey, is this Mike Fitzgerald?
No, I think you have the wrong number. Wish I could help you.
Well, you could if you were Mike Fitzgerald.
Who is Mike Fitzgerald?
Mike Fitzgerald is the only realtor I'll talk to because he can sell my house fast for a great price and even in this market.
Yeah, I'm definitely not Mike Fitzgerald.
Oh, I figured that out because Mike Fitzgerald would have sold my house already.
Need to sell your home? You need Mike Fitzgerald from the Harry Norman Realtors team, exclusive Georgia members of Forbes Global Properties. Learn more at MikeFitzgeraldRealty.com. That's where you'll find Mike Fitzgerald.
Hi, it's Lowe's, here with Tom Mitchell, the honest car guy. Tom, you are changing the way people are buying their next pre-owned car or truck. How are you doing it?
We found a better way for customers to buy a car, an honest way, a very transparent way. You pay what we pay plus our honest fee. We even prove it to you by giving you a copy of the bill of sale at the end of the deal. The Honest Car Guy, you'll save an average of $5,000 to $10,000 depending on the price of the car.
Folks, if you want to save thousands on your next pre-owned car or truck, call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or honestcarguy.com.
Wait. I know we're going to have to do a format evaluation here or something.
Let's check in with
the
Pete
new
on the
year
scoreboard.
here.
Stories prepared.
New assistant
versus
program
stories
director.
actually covered.
That's who you talk to right there. I want to change this.
Denied.
Thank you.
So I get up this morning
Yeah.
and there's 23 stories
I know.
already.
I was up early to get the place clean for the kitchen guy, oven guy fixed my oven. So.
And we whittled it down to 14 that you were actually
Yes.
going to do.
Yeah. Okay.
You've done 5 of them.
Well, now see, that's almost that's like a third. It's Hall of Fame batting country. Anyway, I'll do better. I'll definitely have to do better. 436, Kipper, Pete, and Flounder, and our number is 404-741-1230, 1230. Our birthday list includes Maureen Dowd. Maureen Dowd is 74. I remember, years ago, of course, there's no papers in Atlanta anymore. Everyone went out of business for their duplicity and hatred. But it used to be, I forgot whether she was in the Constipation or the Journal in the afternoon. But Maureen Dowd was in the paper locally, and I used to read her, and I used to love her columns. I didn't agree with her because she's a screaming, liberal, but she was smart, and she was very clever, and I enjoy her writing. Whether I agreed with her or not, which is I almost never did, but she was very clever, and she was also very frequently pointed out when the Democrats did something stupid or when Clinton did something stupid. I mean, she wasn't totally worthless in any way. Anyway, I haven't read her now in years because I don't get the paper, and of course the paper died, so that's a ballgame. Maureen Dowd, 74, which is just freaking shame. And now, this moment in history. Remember the year 1794. Think of what it must have been like in 1794. A physician named Dr. Jesse Bennett is recorded as the first doctor to successfully perform a C-section in America. It happened because the patient was having a very difficult labor, and she was the one who said, please, let's do something. If you have to cut it out. And he said, okay, and he did, and it worked, and the patient was his wife. Yeah. Now, again, 1794, it's not like they, well, let's go to the next hospital, honey, and get the ambulance. Yeah, they didn't really have hospitals and ambulances in 1794. But can you imagine? I mean, God. I mean, again, every time I do something like this, I think about what it must have been like to live then. I mean, sanitation and food and shelter and clean water and, hunting. I mean, I don't know, just amazing. Anyway. Kipper, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? All right, here we go. A couple things, breaking stuff. The Minnesotans, where all this business has been going on. In fact, you know what? I don't want to talk about that stuff anymore. Let's do something different. Oh, here we go. Donald Trump at the Ford plant. Did you see this? They thought the video was fake. They thought the video was like an AI thing. Donald Trump's at the Ford plant in Michigan, and a guy who does not like Donald Trump started heckling him a lot. And so Donald Trump pointed at the guy and mouthed, "Frank, you," from an elevated platform, and then gave him the bird. He flipped him the finger. And the White House reporter said, the lunatic was wildly screaming expletives in a complete fit of rage, and the president gave an appropriate and unambiguous response. The guy was identified later as a 40-year-old scumbag union idiot named T.J. Sabula, and he said, I did it. I was yelling at the president. I don't blame myself at all. I have no regrets whatsoever. I don't feel as though fate looks upon you often, and when it does, you better be ready to seize the opportunity, and today I did that by trying to attack the president, and he's been suspended while they investigate. He called Donald Trump a pedophile protector. because of the Jeffrey Epstein files or something. I mean, Donald Trump
has got every right to do that. He's got free speech.
Yeah, that's right. And you have to take
responsibility. The president has every right to flip him off.
That's right. Hey, everything worked fine. Nobody got hurt. And they
Harry
both...
Truman threatened to punch some guy out once.
Yeah, he said about his daughter playing the piano. Yeah. His daughter, Harry Truman's daughter, did a piano recital, and the critic blasted it. He said he didn't want to punch him in the nose.
You and I once were live together on CNN, and you know why?
Yeah.
Do you remember why?
I don't remember
were we there?
why. It had to do with... somebody's
Bill
breakup.
Clinton threatened to punch some guy out for saying something about Hillary.
Oh, I'd forgotten that.
That's why we were there.
Wow. Boy, those were the days, too. Think of the chances of us being on CNN.
Together, yeah. Well, that was just a business.
Man, that had to be like, 92 or 3 or somewhere in there?
Then the king went after me because I had a turtleneck.
The king, Tom Hughes.
I was sartorially challenged. I had a sport coat and a turtleneck on.
Yeah, well.
I was Alton Brown out there, man. I looked good.
I know. It's not right. Anyway, let's see. How about a little showbiz stuff here? So we got some weird things happening here today. Timothy Busfield... We mentioned yesterday, it's going on for a couple of days now, Timothy Busfield, the actor from 30-something and also West Wing and other things. Timothy Busfield married to the Little House on the Prairie girl, Melissa Gilbert. No children, and she's standing behind him. Timothy Busfield said he drove 2,000 miles from Pennsylvania to New Mexico to face charges in Albuquerque that he engaged in unlawful sexual conduct with two twin boys from the time they were 8 or 7, from the time they were 7 years old 4 or 5 years ago. He denies the charges, but he accepted the fact that he had to go find. At the same time, while he was in Albuquerque answering to the police charges and being arrested and processed and so forth, at the same time, heavily armed agents, 10 U.S. Marshals officers from New York, busted through the front door of his house in Highland Lake near the Pennsylvania border in the Catskill Mountains. The officers had helmets, assault rifles, riot gear. They busted in the front door with battering rams, and then they searched the place. Nobody was in house. Melissa Gilbert was not inside the house, and they were in there for about 10 or 15 minutes. They went to the rear of the property, searched an RV parked there. They searched an outhouse, didn't take anything with them, and left.
Little House invasion on the prairie.
Oh, my God. They used a battering ram to break into the house. And again, he moved there because he got fed up with Hollywood and he wanted a place, up in the Catskill Mountains. And he's denied anything wrong with the boy. Although he admitted, and we his wife, Melissa, was even listening to it on a speakerphone. When he admitted, they said, well, did you touch? He said, yeah, fondling the boys, rubbing their tummies and their legs and so forth like that. Well, that was all he said. One of the kids told a guidance counselor and a doctor that Timothy Busfield had rubbed him his little John Henry and his fanny. So that's a whole different thing than correct. Either way, it's still creepy. But if you touch a little boy's parts, you're a pervert. Yeah. You're a child molester, and you need to go to prison.
He's directing a new movie.
Oh, really? Timothy Busfield is?
Field of Screams.
Oh, my God. Hey, hi. Oh, man. I mean, it's just what a horrible thing. And Melissa Gilbert says, I'm standing behind him. She doesn't want to talk publicly, but she said she's not making public statements. She's 61, yeah. She said, don't believe anything online with these AI-generated deep fakes on her. Breaking her silence is not true. She has no public comment, but she supports with and stands behind her husband, will address the public at the appropriate time. And that's all we know about that. But Timothy Busfield, I mean, who'd have thunk it? Again, I mean, and now another little showbiz thing here for you. We got another one here today. Kiefer Sutherland. Apparently was taking a ride share the other day in Los Angeles, got into the ride share, and for some reason, this is near Sunset Boulevard, and first got into the ride share and started punching out the driver. And then he made threats. He's going to kill him. I'm going to mess you up even more or something. So the cops found, he described as a suspect, 5'10", wearing a dark shirt. They said, oh my God, it's Kiefer Sutherland. And they arrested him, went to court, a $50,000 bond. And I think his only comment was, I'm Kiefer Sutherland, and I talk like this. And even if I'm yelling, I talk like this because I'm Jack Bauer. Yeah, the Series 24. God, it hurts my throat. And there was also Lieutenant Kendrick, the Marine Lieutenant Kendrick, and A Few Good Men, and among other things, Kiefer Sutherland. And wasn't it him who did the Nothing to See Here in Animal House? Or now, who was that? No, that was
that's
6
Kevin
Degrees
Bacon.
of Kevin Bacon. That's and Kiefer Sutherland is not the same as Kevin Bacon.
Lost Boys.
So close, yeah. Anyway, so he got arrested for beating. And by the way, Kiefer Sutherland's been arrested at least 3 times for DUI. Well, over the course of many years. He apparently is just, kind of a bum. And then we got one more. And this is creepy, too. Although not creepy as much. Well, I mean, it's embarrassing.
Desperate.
Daniel Stern, the guy from Home Alone, among other things. Also City Slickers, Breaking Away, The Wonder Years, Wet Bandit, and so many other things. Daniel Stern. He is facing a charge of soliciting prostitution at a motel in Camarillo, California. His arraignment's going to happen in a couple of weeks. He's known for his role as Marv in the classic Home Alone. He left Hollywood behind. Now Daniel Stern's 68. He left Hollywood behind to have a slower-paced life with his wife. They moved to a farm in Ventura to tend cattle and grow produce. And he, for some reason, was in a motel in Los Angeles. Doesn't say what happened or why or who finked out on him, but he apparently ordered a hooker and got a cop instead.
And a pizza and a hooker.
How much are the ladies of the night?
Can you have her come up with a pizza, too?
Yeah, my God. Oh, mercy.
Your very own cheese pizza.
Yeah, plenty of cheese.
Lots of anchovies.
Extra anchovy.
Is that Loverboy? You get that whether you like it or not. Yeah.
Bridge too far.
447. Kiefer Peyton Flounder, and it's only hump day. We got another couple of days of this, too. Look out. Here we go. Let's do tweets. Let's do some tweets coming up. What do you say?
All right.
Outstanding. Here we go.
If you love 106.3, then you'll love the all-new Extra 106.3 app. It's loaded with replays of your favorite shows like The Morning Extra and The Kimmer Show, podcasts from conservative voices across the South, and access to Extra's crystal clear live stream from anywhere in Georgia. Grab it now for Apple or Android.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's for Howard Brothers. Winter is still here, but spring will be showing up soon. Let's plan early and gear up with Howard Brothers. Join Howard Brothers for their annual Gear Up Day, happening Wednesday, March 4th at all 7 locations across North Georgia. From lawn care to outdoor projects, Howard Brothers has the equipment you need, and their Gear Up Day will help with special deals you won't want to miss. So don't wait for spring to sneak up on you. Gear up with Howard Brothers on March 4th. Learn more at howardbrothers.com.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. Are home repairs piling up? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Relax. We've got you covered. From drywall dings and leaky faucets to deck repairs and trim replacement, we're your one-stop shop for everything for your home needs. No more juggling multiple contractors. Just call us at the Trusted Toolbox and we'll handle it. Your home deserves the best, and we don't want you breaking your back trying. Call the Trusted Toolbox today at 770-623-3097 or visit us at thetrustedtoolbox.com. The Trusted Toolbox, your one-stop shop for home repairs and more.
When it comes to luxury, performance, and cutting-edge technology, few brands do it better than Cadillac.
And there's no better place to experience Cadillac than Jim Ellis Cadillac, where buying a luxury vehicle is just as refined as the vehicle itself.
From the bold Escalade to the sleek XT5, the powerful CT5, and the electrifying new Lyriq, you'll find an impressive selection ready to go.
That means more choices, more availability, and competitive pricing, all with the transparent, no-pressure approach Jim Ellis is known for.
And with the Jim Ellis Expressway, you can start your purchase online. Value your trade, schedule a test drive, even complete paperwork from home.
It's luxury car buying made simple and convenient on your terms. Or shop in person and enjoy a professional, welcoming dealership experience that puts you first.
To get started, visit JimEllisCadillac.com or stop by the Jim Ellis Cadillac dealership on Peachtree Boulevard, just inside the perimeter.
Jim Ellis Cadillac, where you can always expect the best.
Don't believe this nonsense you see on TV commercials about how uncomfortable a CPAP mask is. Take it from me. You wear one, especially the nasal pillow I use, for one night, and you will fight anybody that tries to take it away from you. But if they do take it away from you, you can get more at cpapsetcetera.com, cpapsetc.com. With a store in Alpharetta, same-day shipping. To your health, cpapsetc.com.
Has it crossed your mind? Have you been considering an electric vehicle? Well, make sure it's practical and make it a Toyota. The new 2026 Toyota BZ, estimated 314-mile all-electric driving range and strong immediate acceleration. 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds. Now we're talking about a quiet, smooth ride that also gives you punch. And it makes your daily drive easier on top of that because with an option to charge at home, you can eliminate gas station stops and keep your routine simple. And here's why to buy at Marietta Toyota. We, of course, have been serving Marietta since 1975, and this team knows Toyota better than anybody else. They know what real inventory is and ongoing support right here on the Kyle Parkway South location. Right now, 0% APR for 72 months plus $3,500 bonus cash on the new 2026 BZ. Marietta Toyota, we've been here and we'll be here for you.
0% APR for 72 months equals $1,389 for $1,000 finance with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. Not all buyers will qualify. $3,500 bonus APR cash from SCTF requires financing with SCTF. Applied as a down payment. No cash back. Offer ends 2/2/26.
Matt, where does confidence actually come from?
Well, Brooke, most people think it's about faking it or achieving more. But real confidence starts with something simpler, self-awareness.
So how do you know if you're self-aware? And more importantly, how do you increase it?
That's where our image process comes in at howpeopleseeyou.com.
Is that the same process made famous by casting director Sam Christensen from MASH?
Yeah, and today it's helping corporate professionals show up with clarity and authenticity because confidence starts when who you are matches how you're seen. Learn more at howpeopleseeyou.com and sign up for a free preview event. That's howpeopleseeyou.com.
Newsmax, you like Newsmax. I like it too. Newsmax has been terrific.
President Trump is right. Millions like you are tuning into Newsmax. You're watching Newsmax on cable. You're going to our streaming channel, Newsmax 2. And you're downloading our free Newsmax app on your smartphones and TVs. Reuters Institute says we're now one of the top news brands in the nation. Every night, watch great shows with Rob Schmidt, Carl Higbie, Rob Finnerty, and more as they expose the big media lies, the Washington swamp, and they're never afraid to talk about faith, freedom, and the values that made us great. Find out why Newsmax is the fastest growing news channel in America. Make the switch today and join our news revolution. Get Newsmax on cable, on streaming, and download the free app today. It takes just seconds to start. Let President Trump know you stand with Newsmax. It's for real news, for real people. Make the switch today.
Dun, dun, dun. 452, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? You're listening to Extra 106.3, and here's Jerry Nolan, the drummer from the New York Dolls. Jerry Nolan, on this day in 1992, passed away from a stroke. He was only 45. The influential American band New York Dolls, formed in 1972, they only made 2 albums. The 1973 New York Dolls and the 1974 Too Much Too Soon. Nolan joined the New York Dolls in 1972 to replace Billy Murcia, who died of asphyxiation, apparently as a result of trying to revive him when he passed out from a drug overdose. They tried to revive him and killed him by mistake. That can't be very good. He was on England tour at the time. Sorry, my bad. Anyway, Nolan left the Dolls with Johnny Thunders in 1975. They placed a call to the bass player named Richard Hell, formerly of Neon Boys and television, and formed the Heartbreakers. Anyway, so there you go. All right, let's see. A birthday list includes Holland Taylor, Holland Taylor is an actress girl, 83. She was Charlie Sheen's mom on 2.5 Men, Judge Roberta Kittleson on The Practice, and Tom Hanks's boss on Bosom Buddies. Holland Taylor also was one of the judges, lawyer people on Legally Blonde with that naughty little dish blonde chick actress girl. Name escapes me for the
And who's her girlfriend?
Her girlfriend, and we just talked about this last week, and I forgot to write it down. I can't remember. Sadie something or Sarah Paulson.
Yes,
Sarah Paulson, who used to be on one of those, here's your game show fun TV show series back many years ago.
No, she's known for the. She was Monica. What's that? The L.A. prosecutor. What was her name?
Oh, yeah, from the the one with the birthmark on her nose or on her chin,
from
a little
OJ.
target. Yeah. Anyway, wore the little teeny skirts for her chunky little legs was cool. Anyway, and on this day in history, we'll do a little quick history thing on this day. 1990. The TV series America's Funniest Home Videos debuts on ABC. Originally aired in 1989, part of a special based on the Japanese variety show called Fun TV with Kato-san. Bob Saget hosted America's Funniest Home Videos for the first 8 seasons starting in 1990. I don't think I've ever actually seen the show. I think I may have seen one clip from it maybe over the years. I don't know why I haven't watched it for some reason. Do you ever watch it? Is it any good? Is it good stuff for America's Funniest Home Videos?
Oh, God, when we were like kids.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of, what was the one that used to be the secret TV thing? What the hell was it?
Oh, Candid Camera.
Candid Camera.
Alan Funt.
I remember the time. Again, this is old black and white, easy TV. You could do anything. I remember the time they had a woman driving a car with no engine. Literally had no motor. And they taken it out and they put her up on top of a hill, and she coasted down the hill into a gas station and pulls up beside the pump. And the guy says, "Fill it up." She says, "Yes, please." He says, "Well, okay, I'll check your oil and water," which is what they look. I have a little bow tie would come out, check your oil and water. And then he opened up the hood and he said, and it was, there's no way to explain it. Anyway, easily amused. 4:56 already. Holy cow! Let's do this. Flounder, what the heck? Kim Repeat and Flounder. It's Hump Day. We got memes, and we got funny jokes, and we got stuff reacting, and we got Neil Board's commentary, and we got a little something we also like to call Pete's tweets.
DMB pointed out one of the greatest tweets of all time made back in 2021. The Grateful Dead tweeted the musical question, "Tell us you're a Grateful Dead fan without telling us you're a Grateful Dead fan." To which Bob Weir responded, "I've been to every show."
Bob Weir, of course.
This will make your day. NBC is rebooting The Rockford Files.
Oh, my God. Didn't he die? He's been dead for 20 years.
They're rebooting him, though.
Oh, mercy.
And Kamala Harris has finally posted a response to the capture of Venezuelan dictator Maduro.
Oh, really? A response from Carmela? Yeah.
When we talk about Venezuela, we are talking about a country, and that country exists within a hemisphere. It is significant to understand the significance of the passage of time as it relates to where we were yesterday and where we are today. Democracy is about the process. It's about the doing of the thing, not just the result of the thing. We must move forward toward a future where we have processed the processing of how those things should be done, because the work is the work we do every day, and that work is significant. Sincerely, Kamala D. Harris.
Those things are all real. Remember the time somebody asked her about what you explained in layman's terms about the war between Russia and Ukraine. Well, Russia is a very big country. Ukraine's a small country, and the bigger country. Going, oh my God! I mean, how could anybody take her seriously? Those things are all real.
But they were true. What she said was true, Kimberly. And Babushka Cat tweets, "I crossed some of the things off my to-do list. I didn't do them, but I just don't want to look at them anymore."
So I crossed them up. Flounder, how about a Flounder's funny? Maybe we got one back there to goof around with here. If you got a second there, probably for a little something there with getting the old.
My wife goes to bed, wakes up in the same position. Her side in the morning, beautiful. Everything's tucked in. The pillows are layered. Hair's cascading off the sheets. My side, I look like I got in a fight with a shark. Everything's untucked. I'm missing pillowcases. I'm wet. Why am I wet?
I'm wet.
My neck is drenched. I got to wring out my underwear. What the hell happened to me last night where I got to flip the mattress over in the morning? Why am I soaked? Why am I drenched?
I forgot
Sebastian Maniscalco.
Yeah. Very funny guy. And an actor, too. He's been in those mob movies.
Yeah. He's been in a couple.
Robert De Niro and those guys or something, anyway. All right, Kimber Pete Flounder, how you doing? Holy Crap Sports is coming up. We got Flounder's Funnies again, and we got the latest on all the politics, and good grief is all happening, and it's all part of your day on 106.3. 5 o'clock. Look out.
The Morning Extra, every weekday morning from 6 to 10 on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.
A potential off-ramp in Iran. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. President Trump says he's been told killings in Iran are stopping and that executions will not happen after a crackdown on mass demonstrations.
So I've been told that on good authority. We'll find out about it. I'm sure if it happens, we'll all be very upset.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House.
This week, the president told Iranian protesters help is on its way and warned Iran's regime of very strong action if anti-government protesters are hanged. The Pentagon ordered a drawdown of some U.S. forces in the region. Iran has threatened to strike American bases if the U.S. launches attacks.
Human rights groups say more than 2,000 protesters have already been killed. Iran's foreign minister won't confirm numbers, but blames the death on terrorist cells mixed in with the crowds, also telling Fox that's an Israeli plot.
They wanted to drag the president of the United States in this conflict, so they started to increase the number of deaths by killing ordinary people, by killing police officers, by starting a kind of, fighting inside the different cities.
Fox's Brett Baer pushing back on a number of Iranian claims during an interview that airs an hour from now on Special Report. President Trump still pushing for the U.S. to control Greenland for security reasons after a meeting today in Washington between Vice President Vance, Secretary of State Rubio, and the foreign ministers of Greenland and Denmark.
We have been pushing for quite a while in NATO for a stronger collective role in Greenland together with a number of allies. And we are eager to work with the U.S. on advancing this agenda.
The Danish foreign minister arguing that can happen in the current framework with the island as a Danish territory. President Trump confirming his first known call with Venezuela's acting president a day before he meets at the White House with Venezuela's opposition leader. America is listening to Fox News.
Relief Factor loves hearing from pain-free customers and hopes that you're going to be the next that writes in. Kim wrote in and said, before trying Relief Factor, Glenn, I struggled just to make it through my work days. I'd collapse on the couch at night, aching everywhere. Within a few weeks of starting Relief Factor, that daily pain began to fade. Now I'm keeping up at work. I still have energy left for my family. My life has changed. Kim's is the story of thousands of kitchens and office desks and factory floors. The story of parents having more love to give because they have strength to share it. Relief Factor doesn't just ease pain, it restores your evening, your laughter, and the simple joy of just being present. Relief Factor has given me a big part of my life back, whether in the cold and elevation of our ranch or walks along the beaches with my wife in Florida. Relief Factor is 100% drug-free and targets the inflammation that causes pain so you can move better and feel better and actually enjoy life again. Try their 3-week quick start, $19.95. Go to relieffactor.com, 1-800-4RELIEF, 1-800-4RELIEF, and see if you're not the next to get out of pain.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right oblique, ready on your dog target. Help, road guards out. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. Don't be scared. With Pete Davis and Flounder and you on Hump Day 106.3. That's who we are. Our number is 404-741-1230, 741-1230. This is unbelievable. All this stuff about the Minnesota thing. A couple of quick updates here as we break the news late in the afternoon. Democrats now officially trying to defund ICE. They're now trying to pass bills to get rid of ICE. Not one more dime. Unquote. That's the new Dem thing. Also, I just saw a headline on Fox, and it said that a Democratic think tank has finally come out with saying to the Democratic Party leaders, whoever they might be, stop using defund ICE or stop using get rid of ICE as your slogan. It's not working, and it's turning people against you idiots on their own Democrat Party, for sure. Anyway, also they're trying to trying to impeach Kristi Noem. They're going to have impeachment. The Dems want to see if they can get impeachment for Kristi Noem. I'll tell you, this off-year election, these situations here are going to be unfreaking believable. And by the way, Flounder made
why aren't Republicans having her deported?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, why aren't Republicans doing anything?
Yeah, well, they're Republicans. And again, we're talking about we're going to talk more about the video and the ICE and the shooting and the stuff like that. By the way, that guy, the ICE agent who was hit, Jonathan, I forgot Ross, I think it was, I forgot his last name. He had internal injuries. He was hurt. And of course, Mayor Fartface of Minneapolis said, "Oh, it's just like getting hit with a refrigerator door by mistake or something." Yeah, he had internal injuries from being hit. And you'll hear the father of the dead woman. You'll hear her father-in-law or a stepfather, I guess, or father-in-law. I think, or father-in-law, and also Donald Trump talking about the loss of the family and stuff like that. We'll get to all that stuff too, and also the latest on the Iranian business. Oh, and also Flounder found this too. This is an interesting point. The dead woman's wife was taking video herself on her cell phone. But now somebody's raising the issue, and I don't know whether she raised the. I mean, how come we don't see her cell phone video? She was there where she should have seen everything.
Yeah, she should have given it to the police. But
did they try to get her? Yeah, did they go to her video?
Subpoena her to get the video.
Yeah, that's right. And if she erased the thing, still get it off the phone. The cloud's got it, or someone's got it.
She's so concerned about what ICE did, you'd figure she would show law enforcement the video to.
Obviously, she can't because it shows what she doesn't want them to see.
It doesn't show her narrative.
Yeah.
Or she's holding out for the biggest bidder.
Well,
which also will show that they were in
She's
the
already
wrong.
got $1 million or something like that on GoFundMe.
Yeah. The last we heard was $1.5 million raised for the surviving widow. Yeah.
Would you kill your spouse for $1.5 million?
Oh, sure. If I no, I mean, really.
Retroactively.
Well, that would be for other reasons. I forget the money. I just, we joke, we tease. No, I mean, murder's murder. In fact, for some reason, when I'm doing stuff, working at home and actually trying to catch anything, in the background, I'll put in that stupid Oxygen channel of all their repeats. I'm sure, have you watched those old murder mysteries? The old. And now Keith Morrison, the little boy and the man in the mountain. All these stupid murder mysteries. Was it accident or suicide or murder?
Timothy Busfield starring in The Boy in the Mountain.
And I can't help these stupid shows. Anyway, so God, I'm easily amused. All right, 507, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. A couple things. Donald Trump has, I guess he's saying that they are not hanging people in Iran, much like as though they were saying they were going to have their first official hangings in Iran for the protesters. We've had a bunch of different sources saying that they stop what they're doing. Other sources saying there could be 20,000 people killed. They've rounded up. We know they've rounded up thousands, 10 or 15,000 people who are going to, according to Iran's comments, they're going to be put on a very quick trial and then punished, which means killed. But I don't think it's happened yet, although doctors in Iran today are describing horrible, and seeing if you can get it from the, what's that Starlink internet connections. Wounded, dead bodies everywhere, blood-soaked hospitals. Doctors are passing out because they have no sleep for days. The healthcare system in Iran's on the verge of collapse. Ayatollah Khamenei's deadly crackdown on demonstrators. Dead bodies and injured people, men, women, children arriving in trucks, ambulances, private cars. We can't help anybody, says a doctor, dying because we can't even get to them. People are bringing bloodied loved ones on their shoulders. My colleagues haven't slept in days. We have shortages of everything, rivers of blood in the hospitals, surging into the thousands of deaths, bullet-riddled bodies everywhere, overcrowded hospitals, doctors trying to perform CPR in hallways. Every room is full with bodies. And even the hospitals aren't safe because government forces in Iran are coming in to hospitals in western Iran to arrest injured protesters who hadn't died yet. And they also got rid of the dead bodies to hide evidence of the corpses and the killings. That's what's going on in Iran. And Donald Trump also is now an official target of an assassination by Iran. Iran says, Donald, we're coming for Donald Trump, and we will not miss this time. The actual words quoted with
This
a picture
time.
of his bloody head. Yeah, we will not miss this time.
Were they behind one of the others?
They were behind one of the others, remember? And it really got much publicity that had been talking about it and they were thinking about it. Now, whether they had officially something to do with either one of those. Remember, there were international links. So I don't know if we really know. I'll bet you somebody knows, but we don't. But they were saying, we will not miss this time, unquote, which is, pretty obvious. All right, we're going to do a little something else different here. We'll do this, Flounder. I think we got time for this. We got time. House Republicans are holding a hearing, and Republican Representative Andrew Clyde of Georgia took it upon himself to do something really cool. There's a guy, a Democrat from Delaware named Tim McBride. He's a man. He dresses as a woman, calls himself Sarah, but he's a man. And so Representative Clyde of Georgia did the right thing, introducing him. Cut number 4 here, Flounder. What happened to our Georgia Republican in the House of Representatives with a guy pretending to be a girl?
Recognize the gentleman from Delaware, Representative McBride, for 5 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to
And he starts
congratulate
talking
Lieutenant
like a
Colonel
girl.
Chaplain Reverend Dr.
You can cut it there. He didn't even react to the fact that he said the gentleman from Delaware, because now they know and by the way, the other Republicans are saying, "Good for you, man. It's a guy wearing a dress. You can't put on too much makeup to pretend you're a girl." My God. And how about one more? Where's another cut? The guy, this is amazing. Senator Josh Hawley was doing an interrogation today in Congress in the Senate with a girl named Dr. Verma, and he tried to get her to say whether or not men can have a baby. Flounder, if you'll, cut number 2, Senator Josh Hawley in the Senate hearing room today.
Said a moment ago that science and evidence should control, not politics. So let's just test that proposition.
Here we go.
Can men get pregnant?
I take care of people with many identities, but
Can men get
I take care
pregnant?
of many women that can get pregnant. I do take care of people that don't identify as women. That
Can men get pregnant?
again, as I'm saying,
Let me just remind you what you testified to a moment ago. Science and evidence should control, not politics. So can men get pregnant? You're a doctor, I
agree.
think.
Science and evidence should guide medicine.
Do science and evidence tell us that men can get pregnant? Biological men, can they get pregnant?
I also think yes/no questions like this are a political tool. And
No, yes, no questions are about the truth, doctor. Let's not make a mockery of this proceeding. This is about science and evidence, and I'm asking you. The United States Supreme Court just heard arguments yesterday at great length on this question. This is not a hypothetical question. This is not theoretical. It affects real people in their real lives. And you're here as an expert, called by the other side as an expert, and you've been telling us that you follow, right, you're a doctor, and you follow the science and the evidence. So I just want to know, based on the science, can men get pregnant? That's a yes or no question. It really is, I think.
I think you're trying to reduce the complexity of a lot.
I'm not. I'm trying to get, it's not
complexity.
complex. I'm trying to get to an answer, and I'm trying to test, frankly, your veracity as a medical professional and as a scientist. Can men get pregnant?
I think you're also conflating male with.
No, I'm not conflating male and female. They're two different things. There's biological men and there's biological
you
women.
can cut it there, Fly. I mean, this is unbelievable. A doctor at a Senate hearing for the United States of America. This is how a woman got on the Supreme Court. Katanji Bippity Boppity Boo. Good Lord.
A doctor. Follow the science.
Unbelievable. All right, 5:13. We're going to have a little fun time coming up here. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's everything? 404-741-1230 if you want to hop on board here on your happy hump day on 106.3. What's going on?
When political discourse gets ugly, count on Extra 106.3 to be the voice of reason when tempers flare. The violent rhetoric from the left won't change our mission. It won't affect our hearts, and it won't stop us from being the voice of our community. Proud to be the conservative voice of Atlanta. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Well, this cold snap's not going to last forever, but if you're putting in somebody's, landscaping, Stovall & Company, your wholesale landscaping supply company, knows all about cold weather plants and flowers and shrubs and trees and seeds and planting and irrigation systems and sprinklers. And don't forget, if you're putting in somebody's outdoor fireplace by the pool or a kitchen or outdoor or something like that, they take care of stuff like that, too. And because they have 11 locations, latest one up there in Canton. Paul and the boys, as a family business, it means they go above and beyond. So if you say, I need it right now, look out your window. It's probably coming. And again, I really need to know that if you need something special and they don't have it, they can tell you where else to get it. Great company. StovallInc.com.
When you're ready for a new truck, SUV, or car, there's one place Atlanta drivers keep coming back to. Jim Ellis Chevrolet.
That's because Jim Ellis Chevrolet makes buying a Chevy quick, easy, and hassle-free.
No pressure, no games, just a smooth, transparent experience from start to finish.
And the Chevy lineup is stacked, from the legendary Silverado to the versatile Equinox to the bold new Blazer and the fuel-saving Chevy EVs.
Plus, they've got a huge selection in stock right now, which means more choices, better availability, and competitive pricing you can feel good about.
Here's the best part. You don't even have to start at the dealership. You can shop online, value your trade, schedule a test drive, even complete your paperwork from home. It's called the Jim Ellis Expressway, and it lets you buy the way you want, in-store, online, or a mix of both.
And when you do step inside, you're treated like a guest, not a transaction. That's the Jim Ellis difference. Shop online at JimEllisChevrolet.com or visit Jim Ellis Chevy on Peachtree Boulevard just inside the perimeter.
Jim Ellis Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Hey, Atlanta, it's Mark from Atlanta Safe House. It's 2026, and it's going to be a great year. So let's start the year off with a quiz. So what's the difference in a criminal and a socialist Democrat? Well, a criminal wants to steal your stuff, but a socialist Democrat wants to steal your freedom. So let's talk about safes. The Atlanta Safe House has the largest selection of safes in the Southeast. Brands like Browning, Champion, and Fort Knox. With over 500 safes in stock, we are the place to buy a safe. So come by the showroom or go to AtlantaSafehouse.com.
Thousands of veterans across Georgia are missing out on the benefits they've earned through their service. The Warrior Alliance is changing that by connecting veterans and their families to life-changing resources and support. Tune into the Warrior Alliance Network, our podcast and radio show dedicated to helping veterans succeed after service. Join us every Saturday at 11 a.m. on 106.3 to hear inspiring veteran stories, discover free programs, and learn about career opportunities available to you. Subscribe to the Warrior Alliance YouTube channel today.
Braves Fest is back on January 31st, presented by Delta. And there's a great lineup of events and activities for everyone. Returning fan favorites include player photo ops, catch on the field, and bowling with the Braves. And fans can enjoy new additions like the player walk and rally, Braves country karaoke, live podcast recordings, and the list goes on. Plus, player autograph sessions are now on sale. Visit Braves.com/BravesFest to claim your free tickets today. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves country.
The new year means new resolutions, not just for your body, but for your finances as well. Did you know that financial health is directly related to your identity protection? This is why you need LifeLock. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, LifeLock's restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your subscription money back. Resolve to make your identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Visit LifeLock.com and save up to 40% off your first year with a promo code BECK. Terms apply.
By the way, just in Babylon Bee, Democrats are afraid that Iranian love of freedom could spread to America. Oh, my God. And now, sponsored by Gligman's Flams. If you need Flams, you need Gligman's. Holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
There are reports out of the Northeast saying the Giants are putting a full court press on John Harbaugh to be their new head coach.
I'll bet they
He was
are.
there at their facilities today. Jackson Dart, their quarterback, was there. Everybody's there.
Yeah.
They are really, really. In fact, they're going to pay for all his food while he's there.
Now, I don't know anything about the Giants personnel. Do you have an opinion of whether or not they have enough people to make a successful season for a new coach? Or
No.
Yeah. So why, other than Jackson Dart, that's it.
A couple other players, yeah.
And he's really unproven with the staff they had before.
Right.
He might be better than they think, but we don't really
Concussion
know
boy.
yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oregon quarterback Dante Moore will not be the top pick in this year's NFL draft. He's going back to school, or more to the point, the college gridiron.
Yeah.
If he can keep from dropping the ball or throwing pick sixes like a Jets quarterback, Dante should dominate. And wonder how much NIL moolah was thrown his way by Nike King Phil Knight.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Jets, their fans on Twitter say Dante went back to school to avoid becoming the latest victim of the JTS Jets.
Probably true. And by the way, just let me ask you this. In fact, I'll bet you that he is making more money as a college student than he would make as the first-year professional football player.
He would have been the number 2 pick in the draft, probably.
But they're not going to give him $12 or $15 million the first year as a rookie, are they?
He's not getting $12 million.
No, but he's probably getting $5 or $6 million. I bet he's getting $5 or $6 million from Oregon.
Not more.
$7 or $8 million. But they don't pay rookies have a special scale, don't they?
First rounders get paid.
Okay.
It's
I
the
thought they
other
had a
guys.
limit for all of them. All right.
Well, they do, but still. Okay. Quarterback and transfer enthusiast Dylan Raiola must feel like a right winker now that he'll be Dante's backup, unless Raiola picks up stakes and takes his mediocre skills somewhere else. Big Tech news. Jason Seymour, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, who has coached on the Flats before, has returned as defensive coordinator. Jason was the DC for Southern Miss last season. He's also coached at Marshall, Valdosta State, and the Colorado School of Mines. At Southern Miss, his defense led the nation in interceptions.
Well, cool.
Former Michigan running back Justice Haynes transferring to Georgia Tech, averaging 7 yards per carry this season before getting injured.
Wow.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Former Georgia star running back Garrison Hurst elected to the College Football Hall of Fame. So are Mark Ingram, Ndamukong Suh, Aaron Donald, Peter Warwick, Marvin Harrison, and Kajana Carter, among others. Also coaches Gary Patterson and Chris Peterson. That's a loaded class right there.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Wow.
Got some bad news for you, Grandpa.
Yeah, what happened now? What'd I do?
Amazon Prime Video had almost
God.
32 million viewers for the Packers-Bears game last weekend.
Yeah.
The most ever streamed in NFL history.
Yeah.
The NFL is bulletproof.
Yeah, well, they can all eat me. How about that? I can literally freaking come down to my place and eat me. You know, at 7:04, I'll walk in my garage. Everybody there to go ahead and freaking eat me with your stupid Amazon hate people who are over the age of 41.
Like Arthur Blank when he first bought the Falcons and showed absolutely no care whatsoever for the fans that have been following that team since 1966.
Well, I fit right
the
into
NFL
that.
doesn't care.
They don't care about me. That's for sure.
They don't. One offshoot of all this NIL money for college players is that the NFL will have to up the money for second and third round draft picks to incentivize them to leave college for the pros.
Oh, man.
Right now, they can make more money staying on campus.
That's it.
And that's
There you
just
are.
the way it is.
It's unbelievable.
I still say, okay, you're going to sign these deals as you can't jump ship
Right.
every year with your hand out. You sign the deal. I would say 3 years, but I would say 2 years at most. You got to stay there for 2 years if you sign the damn contract.
Well, the bottom line is if you are becoming a professional getting paid for doing something, then you have to start acting like a professional. I mean, that's part of the program.
It'll take all the colleges together to do that and agree to do that because there'll always be one, Lane Kiffin, that won't follow around and won't do it.
But
They'll
that would
cheat.
solve a lot of problems right off the bat. If they said 2 years and that's it, and then you can, do it. But anyway,
I'd say 3.
Too simple.
But
Yeah,
they'd have to
I agree
pay
with
them,
it.
But I'd say 3.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Here's something that makes perfect sense if you're an Arizona Cardinals fan. They want to interview Steelers offensive coordinator Arthur Smith.
Okay.
Yes. The same Arthur Smith for their head coaching position that failed with the Falcons.
Yeah.
Arthur Smith needs to send Derrick Henry a Christmas card and a large check every year. He was a failure here. He's a failure in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Well, but you know who his daddy is, right?
I don't think I do.
The guy who runs FedEx.
I'll be darned. Well, there you are.
He's doing all right. Looks like a pain in the Braves side is gone from the division. Left-handed starter Ranger Suarez leaving the Phillies and signing a 5-year, $130 million deal with the Red Sox, which is good news. Looks like the death announcement for Liv Golf may have been a bit premature after Brooks Koepka left to return to the PGA. Liv Golf has signed two-time major champ Dustin Johnson to a multi-year extension. He won the 2016 U.S. Open and the 2020 Masters. Did it really seem like 6 years ago he won the Masters?
Yeah, he's disappeared
During
since
COVID?
then. Yeah.
Yeah. So you claim to have, well, if you had his wife.
Well, hockey guy's
Paulina
Gretzky's
Gretzky?
daughter, and he cheated on her, and she stayed with him.
Allegedly.
Well, it wasn't allegedly. He admitted it. He was bad.
By the way, her mother, back in the day, still.
Please do. Yeah,
one of
the
most
skater
beautiful
girl.
women.
Wasn't she the skater girl?
No. She was the one who was in that
Blonde
movie,
girl, right?
Flamingo. Gosh, what was it? The one with Matt. So he was like a pool boy, and Richard Crenna was in there, and she was his crush, and she came out of the pool in this one piece. and it
She's
was
a
like,
beautiful
oh,
girl. Yeah, she was stunning. Yeah.
Flamingo something, I thought what it was. Anyway,
I can't remember.
So you claim to have played against Martina Navratilova.
I did play against her in the mid-'70s in New Orleans. I returned her serve and
I didn't need
smashed
the
it.
whole story. I just asked a yes/no
well,
question.
you don't get a lot
no question.
A lot of people playing Martina.
This is not.
Yes, I played with her.
All right. How'd you like to play her again for $1 million?
I would.
That's what's going on in Australia right now before the Aussie Open begins. Amateur players are given the chance to beat the top players in the world. Now, how could they do that?
Well, I don't know.
Well, there's a catch.
Yeah.
And it's a good one, too, for the amateurs.
Yeah.
The matches only last for 1 point.
Oh, and the pros can't use a racket, I think is the other thing.
A little-known Australian amateur player beat Yannick Sinner and went on to make himself a millionaire. He won the one-point slam earlier today at the Australian Open's pre-tourney event. A life-changing day for Jordan Smith in the Rod Laver Arena. The event including top-ranked Carlos Alcaraz. All the matches lasted 1 point in a knockout bracket that included men and women, pros and amateurs, and celebrities. They decided who got to serve by playing rock, paper, scissors. Not that serving was the advantage. Sinner lost his third-round point against Smith by he netted the serve.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's
the
funny.
bad news, 1 million Australian dollars is worth 670,000 real American dollars. Talk about down under.
I wonder what the taxes on that,
sad.
too, after that.
Texans player Aziz Al-Shabaab wore some eye black during and after their win in Pittsburgh Monday night. It read, "Stop the genocide."
Uh-oh.
In case you have a life and don't keep up with every barbaric state's latest nut-up, that's a slogan used by pro-Hamas and pro-terrorist supporters.
Jew haters.
No
yeah.
word on if that's what Al-Shabaab believes or if he's just another useful idiot. This does beg the question, though, if the NFL is going to do something, since political slogans like this cannot be seen by the TV cameras or fans.
Yeah, remember they came off on Tim Tebow for, doing anything religious. Good Lord. And by the way, Al-Shabaab is the name of the terrorist group that where the money went for the Somalians, the ice pirates from Minnesota. I'm sorry.
That's not his name. I call him El-Shabaab because Shabaab is what you eat on a stick. That's not
I believe
his
that's
name.
shish kebab, sir.
Close enough. Anyway, this is the same league that fined 49ers player Nick Bosa almost $12,000 for holding up a MAGA hat 2 years ago.
Yeah. Remember who was that half-blind quarterback for the Bears? What's it, Jim McMahon, who had Roselle on the headband because he got screwed. He got fined for everything. He had little messages on his headband. He always gets fined every week. Anyway.
Lots of people wondering what was up with Tony Romo, who was analyzing the Bills-Jags game.
Jeez.
Some said he sounded bored. Others said he was drunk. The CBS Sports announcer now says he was sick.
Oh, he just sounded
for 2
like
years?
He was just talking, and it didn't really go anywhere or make a lot of sense. And they were wondering, what happened to him?
How did people tell?
Kind of sounds
how
like
did you know?
Me at 5 o'clock. After 2 hours at 5 o'clock, it totally collapsed.
Kirk Cousins would be a guest analyst on CBS's NFL Today for 2 playoff games. ESPN's Get Up had some interesting stats about Mike Tomlin. When he was hired, you could not text about it on your phone because it wasn't out yet, the iPhone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Aaron Rodgers had never started an NFL game. LeBron James had yet to reach the NBA Finals. And Fernando Mendoza, 3 years old. Tomlin never had a losing season, never finished last, never shut out.
Wow. Well, he'll show if he wants to go somewhere. I assume now they can trade him. Didn't you say that yesterday? They still
he's
own
sticking out
him?
a year, probably.
Yeah.
He's going to stick
But
out.
you think he'll coach again somewhere, I assume, would
Yeah,
you?
oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll be back.
Oh, they'll love him. Somebody will, yeah.
I heard someone on ESPN this morning say, he didn't get the respect he deserves. Everybody talked
please.
about Mike Tomlin.
Yeah,
Every time they talked about the great coaches,
he has
and
respect.
especially African-American coaches and the need for more of them, Mike Tomlin's name came up. So enough of this.
No,
He
he's
didn't
fine.
get his
Believe me,
respect
he gets
crap.
all his
Yeah.
due. Yes, he does. Yeah.
How do you say you're scared without saying you're scared? Well, James Franklin's Virginia Tech team is paying little but tough James Madison $800,000 American dollars to just go away so they don't have to play him next season.
You see?
They're afraid of him.
Wow.
Marcus Freeman is likely to stay in South Bend after flirting with the NFL, which led USC Analytics to tweet, Freeman learned the NFL makes you play your games after you're eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah.
Here's a nugget of joy. The Texans are the youngest NFL franchise, born in 2002. The Cardinals are the oldest, born in 1920s in Chicago. They have the same amount of playoff wins, those two teams.
Wow. 2002 to holy cow.
1920.
Wow.
All right, Daniel Mincy, former University of Alabama Birmingham football player, accused of stabbing two teammates before a game at the food line, was entering the transfer portal the other day. This time, the Fort Lauderdale native is trying to find a new school 8 weeks after being accused of stabbing his teammates before the game against South Florida. Both the men are said to be recovering. UAB did not win the game. I guess the loss cut deep.
Hey,
See, the
whoa.
loss-
Why? Slice off another end of
And
that
sad
story.
news here.
Yes.
Dave Giusti, all-star, crafty relief pitcher, tormented hitters with the long-forgotten palm ball, has passed away at the age of 86. The righty spent 15 years in the majors, helped the Pirates win the 71 World Series, went 193, a 3.60 ERA for 5 teams in the 60s and 70s, and basically pioneered the closer role in baseball. His changeup was the specialty known as the palm ball, which basically you hold it like this, a little test here. You hold it and you pull it right back in the bottom of
Literally
your
in
palm.
the-
You put your fingers on it, and you have it slide off your hand, your fingers like that. Now, it's very hard to control, but this guy could control it.
Yeah.
Very few players do, and I don't think anybody does anymore, maybe one or two. Giusti and Pirates pitcher Steve Blass met with President Richard Nixon at the White House, launched the Roberto Clemente Memorial Fund, which helps the children of U.S. Marines. Clemente, of course, was a U.S. Marine in the reserves. A native of Seneca Falls, New York, Giusti worked for American Express after retiring, survived by his wife, 2 daughters, and 4 grandchildren. And Joe Baver, you might remember that name. Joe Baver, the saver, pitched for the Braves in the late 80s, also threw the palm ball. So it's kind of like the way you highlight cesta. There's the way you sling it.
Yeah.
The way you do it.
Ah, cool. Excellent.
You remember Joe Saver, the Baber. All right. 1968 on this day, Super Bowl II, Orange Bowl. Green Bay beat Oakland 33-14. Bart Starr, the MVP. In 73, Super Bowl VII, L.A. Memorial Coliseum. Dolphins beat Washington 14-7. That was that famous field goal, absolute mistake.
Yeah.
What was the kicker's name? Gummit. Garo Yepremian.
Oh, Yepremian, yeah. A little bald guy from Yugoslavia or someplace.
Somewhere. Cyprus, I believe.
Yeah,
Jake
maybe.
Scott was the safety. He was the MVP. And in 1921, Ken Sailors was born, point guard. He popularized and may have invented the jump shot. Born in
Really?
Bushnell, Nebraska. Yeah. And dead people in this day, 1947, Bill Hewitt, Pro Football Hall of Fame in for the Bears and Eagles, one of the last players to not wear a helmet. He survived that, but died in a car crash at 37.
Oh, my. Well, there you go.
In 1978, Harold Abrahams, British athlete, Olympic gold 100 meters and silver in 1924, and the film Chariots of Fire.
Chariots of Fire. Abrahams, yeah.
Dead at 78. In 2024, Norm Snead, quarterback, couldn't throw a ball more than 5 yards.
Yeah.
Mr. Screen Pass, Pro Bowler for the Giants and Eagles, dead at the age of 84.
Wow.
I enjoyed watching him play, though. I like Norm
Remember
Snead, but
Norm
he couldn't throw the
Snead.
ball very far.
Yeah. Yeah, Pete Davis, Holy Crap of Sports, 5:32. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, and right up till 6 o'clock. Kind of wrapping it up here, and including OnlyFans chicks are afraid about a new tax. And wait to hear how much money some of these girls actually make. I don't believe it. They say it's true. Anyway, 5:32. How you doing, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder? Da-da-da. Da-da-da.
Get the latest breaking news and insight from the biggest conservative voices in the South when you follow Extra 1063 across all your social media platforms. Find us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and YouTube at Extra 1063.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog and our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
Faith, family, freedom. These are the cornerstones of America and the foundation for a successful life. But today, all three are under attack. Crushing debt, out-of-control spending, and reckless policies in Washington are threatening your savings, your retirement, and your future. Hi, this is Glenn Beck. The only financial advisory firm I recommend in Atlanta is Nicholas Wealth Management. David Nicholas and his team believe protecting your money is about more than wealth. It's about defending your faith, your family, and your freedom. If your hard-earned retirement is left exposed to market chaos, higher taxes, or inflation, what happens to the life you've worked so hard to build? For over 20 years, David Nicholas has helped families right here in Atlanta fight back with retirement strategies built to better withstand uncertainty. Call Nicholas Wealth Management today, 404-890-5606, or visit nicholaswealth.com. Aim to safeguard your future today.
Nicholas Wealth is an independent financial services firm that uses a variety of different investment strategies. Glenn Beck is not a client and is paid for his endorsement.
My friend Stephen, the health insurance doctor, asked me to open with this. Open enrollment ended January 15th for Marketplace plans, but what they don't tell you is this. You can buy more affordable health insurance year-round outside the Marketplace. This message is for anybody who bought an Obamacare plan and had to stretch just to pay the first month premium. You're not irresponsible. You're stuck in a system run by people who never miss a paycheck. The enhanced subsidies expired. Congress failed. Premiums are soaring. Subsidy cliff is back. If you make more than expected, you might owe it all back at tax time. That's why you call Stephen, the health insurance doctor. He helps people move into corporate-style plans with nationwide PPO options and benefits. They pay by the service. Congress let you down, Stephen. Well, here's a number, 678-523-0759. Or visit healthinsurancedoctor.net. Takes about 10 minutes. No obligation, just clarity. Stephen, the health insurance doctor, healthinsurancedoctor.net.
For 4 decades, Project Share and the Salvation Army have helped Georgia families through temporary crisis, keeping essential services on and hope within reach.
You can contribute to Project Share directly from your monthly electric bill, and Georgia Power will amplify your gift with a 150% match. To donate, visit georgiapower.com/Project Share or call 1-800-SAL-ARMY. Together, we can provide help for families in crisis. Please donate today.
Hi, it's Lowe's, here with Tom Mitchell, the Honest Car Guy. Tom, you are changing the way people are buying their next pre-owned car or truck. How are you doing it?
At the Honest Car Guy, the entire process is completely transparent. You pay what we pay plus our honest fee, and we even prove it by giving you a copy of the bill of sale. We can sell you any make, any year, any model, and at the Honest Car Guy, you'll save an average of $5,000 to $10,000 depending on the price of the car.
Folks, if you want to save thousands on your next pre-owned car or truck, call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or honestcarguy.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Maybe you haven't heard about us. We're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless has you paying for more data than you might need. Why? They might want you to cover the costs of younger people who do use all that data. If you're not using the data, you're probably being used. We've heard time and time again that some Big Wireless customers get stuck paying hundreds and even thousands more for years and years because they think it's hard to switch. Not with us. It takes just about 20 minutes and you can change your plan anytime without extra charges. We use the same towers as the big guys, so you'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Our plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3. Happy Hump Day, 1977. David Bowie put out his album, number 11, called Low. The first of 3 collaborations with Brian Eno, and they termed it the Berlin Trilogy. The track Sound and Vision, released as a single, and BBC used it in their trailers in Britain at the time, video trailers. And that gave a lot of exposure to the release of Berlin Trilogy because Bowie refused to do anything to promote it. He didn't show up anywhere, didn't care about it, didn't do squat. But the BBC used it, and the song reached number 3 in Britain charts.
Good album.
1977, yes, sir.
A lot of it instrumental.
Yeah, apparently. Well, he didn't refuse to sing because I was talking over it. So, our birthday list includes Jason Bateman, one of the great comedy actors of all time, in my opinion. 57 years old. Marty Bird on Ozark, never saw it. Of course, you know him from Horrible Bosses and also that movie with a fat chick trying to ruin his credit or something, I think it was the thing. But mostly,
McCarthy.
Yeah, there you go. But mostly Michael Bluth on Arrested Development. And I'm telling you, if you haven't seen Arrested Development, if it's not the best TV comedy series of all time, it's in the top 4. I mean, what a show. There are very few TV shows that make me guffaw out loud, that make me actually laugh at something, and that show did it a lot. Mm-hmm. Really, really well done. One of the, it was one of the shows didn't have any laugh track. It was all very adult and silly and stupid and brilliant. And the cast everyone was perfect. Anyway, Jason Bateman's 57 years old today. Freaking Michael Bluth. And let's see, on this day in history, I remember this, and I know Flounder would have no idea. In fact, Flounder may have not have even heard about this. Flounder, have you ever heard the name J. Fred Muggs? Do you know who J. Fred Muggs is?
I've heard the name because you just asked me if I've heard the name.
Well, before I said it a moment ago.
No, I've never heard of that.
There you go. Now, Pete Davis, you know J. Fred Muggs, I'm guessing?
Never trust a monkey.
I never trust a monkey. I was on this day in 1952. The NBC Today Show airs for the first time. Today was the very first morning show of its kind and the 5th longest-running American TV series ever. The show began, the network was toying with it, calling it The Rise and Shine Review. The original host for the Today Show in 1952 was Dave Garroway. And he wore glasses, and he was really straight A's, very, 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 very calm. Good morning, I'm Dave Garroway. Today we'll be talking about very, very low key. I'm just a morning guy, just very. So you can get up with your morning coffee. And as a little stunt, they tried something which really worked. They had a featured chimpanzee named J. Fred Muggs as the mascot. J. Fred Muggs was right there on the set. He stayed with the show for 9 years. Today's show had the number 1 spot for morning show until the 80s, and then Good Morning America took over. Today began starting again in 95, held the position of number 1, and then once again, Good Morning America took over the ratings. And by the way, they say that J. Fred Muggs added to the cast, estimated that he brought the network $100 million in advertising and merchandising for the Today Show that started on this day in 1952. Pretty cool. 541, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Oh, and I saw there, I just can't believe these figures. In Florida, there's a guy running for office, a Republican named James Fishback. And he says part of his program is that he does not think that women should be showing their bodies on social media or OnlyFans. And so he wants to have a tax on OnlyFans of 50% as a sin tax to disincentivize and deter porn. He says, here's what he thinks about himself. I don't want young women who could otherwise be mothers raising families and rearing children. I don't want them selling their bodies to sick men online. And I don't want young, impressionable men who are straight from Christ to be told and drawn into lust and have their entire brain rewired. Well, an OnlyFans favorite girl named Sophie Rain from Tampa has earned between 2023 and 2025, 2 years, Sophie Rain, OnlyFans, has earned $95 million. $95 million, and she pays taxes on it. She says, I pay my taxes. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. This is not logical. She also co-founded what's called the Bop House, a Florida compound, which is home to a gaggle of adult stars who have a combined net worth of $15 million a month. And by the way, this girl, Rain, who's 21, is a virgin. And she says, I don't appreciate your brazen judgment of being hookers and whores. I was raised Christian my life, and I went to church every Sunday. I was taught to love my neighbor. What you're saying invalidates me as a Christian. You could have done about a better way instead of calling me a whore. Oh, man.
She was fired as a waitress and started doing this.
$95 million. And what does she do? Dance around in the nude, or play with herself?
She's got a nice body. She wears bathing suits basically, and walks around and talks in a bathing suit.
And what does she charge a month? I wonder. So it's like $10 a month or $100. I wonder what. I don't have any idea.
I just looked her up on the internet here, and all I see is bathing suits.
I'll be darned. Well, I mean, $95 million for walking around well. God bless America.
It's a narcissistic society.
Yeah. One of your favorite actresses, Pete Davis, I think you have kind of a man crush, like a lot of us do, on Scarlett Johansson. Well, Scarlett Johansson was the highest grossing actor of all time until just now. Zoe Saldana has taken over the highest grossing paid actor of all time. Over, Harrison Ford and Tom Hanks, all of them. Zoe Saldana, after Avatar Fire and Ash released last month, the third Avatar movie grossed $1.2 billion. And Zoe Saldana is 47 years old. She was in Avatar, Way of the Water. Of course, I remember from Columbiana, which was a great movie. Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, Star Trek movies, Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, Marvel comic stuff. She's doing 2 more Avatar projects. And Zoe Saldana is the highest grossing paid actor of all time. And she does those commercials, too. I've seen it on those commercials where she screams.
AT&T or something, T-Mobile or
she does a
something.
little squeak. I didn't even recognize her at first. Sexy, a little skinny for me, but a very sexy, woman. And she's a great actor. In Columbiana, man, I'll tell you, a tough chick. They taught her how to fight.
Oh, she's tough in Guardians, too.
Yeah. 5:45, Kimmer, Pete, and Flaherty. Holy cow, getting dark, and off we go. It's January, and everybody's happy on 106.3. What are you doing? Look out, here we go.
Your favorite Extra shows are streaming live video from the studio on Extra 106.3's YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Extra YouTube channel and get the Morning Extra and the Kimmer Show in live digital video.
You've worked hard to save, and many even have a financial advisor. But is your portfolio as efficient as it can be? I'm here today with Evan Ward of Atlas Retirement, where our listeners can get a second opinion on their retirement savings. So, Evan, tell folks the biggest benefits of getting that second look.
Well, it's clarity. It's confidence. And I had a client come in the other day, and she thought, and she is, exceptionally conservative financially. And that's the way she had told her financial advisor to investors. She thought she was paying very little in fees. We came into the full review of her portfolio. She was taking a great deal of risk, so much so that she, in a good market, was down like 15-20%. But then the thing that really put her over the top, the thing that she had no idea is she was paying about 4.5% a year in fees. It was an outrageous kick in the teeth to her. But the good news is there are ways to fix that problem pretty quickly and get you in line with what you actually thought you had.
Second opinions obviously are important, Evan, and as is reviewing what you have in place, right? You don't want to set it and forget it. You don't want to put a retirement plan together and just think, okay, now I'm good for the future, right?
Well, the way I view retirement and retirement plans is they're living, breathing things. Mm-hmm. Because the one thing I can promise you, I can promise me, and I can promise every single person that walks in our office is life will throw you curveballs. Mm-hmm. Things will change, and we've got to adapt with them. So if we aren't having annual reviews, and as you get closer to retirement even more so, we have to adapt and build from there.
If you'd like a second opinion when it comes to your savings and investments, call Atlas Retirement for a complimentary second opinion today. That number is 678-736-7799. That's 678-736-7799. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
Hello.
Hey, is this Mike Fitzgerald?
No, I think you have the wrong number. Wish I could help you.
Well, you could if you were Mike Fitzgerald.
Who is Mike Fitzgerald?
Mike Fitzgerald is the only realtor I'll talk to because he can sell my house fast for a great price and even in this market.
Yeah, I'm definitely not Mike Fitzgerald.
Oh, I figured that out because Mike Fitzgerald would have sold my house already.
Need to sell your home? You need Mike Fitzgerald from the Harry Norman Realtors team, exclusive Georgia members of Forbes Global Properties. Learn more at MikeFitzgeraldRealty.com. That's where you'll find Mike Fitzgerald.
So maybe you've been thinking about it, but maybe you've got the question wrong. For a lot of drivers, the question has been, should I go electric? Maybe the question is supposed to be, does it make sense for me? And right now with the new 2026 Toyota BZ, it's built to fit real life. And with an estimated 314-mile all-electric driving range, quick response, and we're talking 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds, and a quiet, comfortable ride, charge-at-home capabilities where you skip unnecessary stops, and you enjoy the drive. When you purchase at Marietta Toyota, you're buying from a dealership that's been part of the community since 1975. 3+ generations of car buyers who have realized Marietta Toyota does it better. Customer service beyond the sale is what they do. With the people in the service support to stand behind what you buy day in and day out. Right now, Marietta Toyota, 0% APR for 72 months, plus $3,500 bonus cash on a new 2026 BZ. Visit us on Cop Parkway South. Marietta Toyota. We've been here and we'll be here for you.
0% APR for 72 months equals $1,389 for $1,000 finance with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. Not all buyers will qualify. $3,500 bonus APR cash from SCTF requires financing with SCTF. Applied as a down payment. No cash back. Offer ends 2/2/26.
The new year means new resolutions, not just for your body, but for your finances as well. Did you know that financial health is directly related to your identity protection? This is why you need LifeLock. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, LifeLock's restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your subscription money back. Resolve to make your identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Visit LifeLock.com and save up to 40% off your first year with a promo code BECK. Terms apply.
If you've been waiting for the right time to upgrade your home's comfort, this is it. Central Heating and Air Conditioning is proud to announce the 29th annual Winter White Sale, and it's our lowest pricing of 2026. For a limited time, everything is on sale. Heating and cooling systems and complete home performance solutions with rebates and discounts up to $2,300. Are you dealing with hot or cold spots in your home? Energy bills that just keep climbing? Or unhealthy indoor air affecting your family's comfort? Central has the solution. As your trusted carrier partner, they install industry-leading carrier systems backed by strong warranties and peace of mind that comes with proven performance and efficiency. With 79 years experience, Central Heating and Air Conditioning knows how to design comfort solutions that work, not just today, but for years to come. This is your chance to save big during Central's 29th annual Winter White Sale, but it won't last long. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, delivering carrier comfort for the world we share.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
There we go now. It's the old days there, baby. Backdoor Santa, released 1968. American singer, songwriter, musician, and record producer Clarence Carter, born blind in 1936. His most successful song, Slip Away, Backdoor Santa, released in 68, Patches I remember Patches, 1970.
Patches.
Yeah. Number 2 hit on the UK singles chart. Won the 1971 Grammy Award, Best Rhythm and Blues Song. And Strokin' in 1986, Clarence Carter. Mercy. Our birthday list includes Steven Soderbergh, director of Magic Mike, Traffic, Aaron Brockovich, Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, and Ocean's 13, and more. Steven Soderbergh, 63. Shepard Smith used to be on Fox and disappeared when he got too liberal, apparently. Shepard Smith is 62. And remember, you may not know the name, but if you know the face of Emily Watson. Emily Watson's an actress who was in Gosford Park. She was also in Chernobyl. The wife or one of the main girl characters, a doctor at them, one of the scientists, I believe, in Chernobyl. Anyway, Emily Watson's 59, too. All right, for the record here, and let's see, one little quick history thing before we go. 1996, the TV show The Bionic Woman debuts on ABC. Starred Lindsay Wagner as Jamie Summers, who uses her bionic powers to carry out high-risk government missions. Of course, The Bionic Woman was a spinoff of The $6 Million Man. And Lindsay Wagner was also the girlfriend and the daughter of the Mr. Kingsford Kingsley, of the famous the Harvard professor, and the movie about the student, and that was the daughter and this girlfriend.
Use your words.
John
Houseman?
John Houseman, yes.
Paper
Kingsfield.
Chase?
Paper Chase. Professor Kingsfield. I think it was, yeah. But that was a really good movie, too, by the way. Anyway, and she was in that, one of the stars. Let's see, 5:53, holy cow. Flounder. Let's do this, Flounder. Let's play cut number 3. You're going to hear now the father-in-law of the woman who gave her life being an idiot trying to prevent federal agents from collecting bad guys. This is her father-in-law describing what happened and how he was not really blaming Donald Trump at all. Here, cut number 3, Flounder, if you will.
I want to ask you about this. When you talk about the confusion, and you've been open, obviously, about your support for the president, when you look at the videos of what happened, and I'm sure they're very hard for you, Timmy, to watch, if you've even been able to, but the Deputy Attorney General says that the Justice Department doesn't believe that there's evidence to back a criminal investigation, right? And nothing about charges or anything like that, just an investigation into what happened in terms of the ICE agents' actions. But there's
a question here coming.
Prosecutors resigning today, pressuring them to investigate Renee's actions and Becca, her wife's actions. How do you feel about all that?
Well, I'm not blaming anybody. I mean, it's a hard situation all the way around. It's hard for for everybody involved. I mean, the ICE agent, at first I didn't see the footage where, he was actually, he was actually being ran. I mean, I seen the bump of the car hitting his legs. And so in a flash like that, it's hard to say how you would react. From my understanding that he had been through that before, maybe dragged or something. And so, like I said, it's just a hard situation for everybody. Becca, she's a great person as well. I mean, I don't have any enemies. I love everybody. And that's what the Bible tells us, love our neighbors as we love ourselves. But, I think there's some bad choices. And the word says, for the wrath of God will come upon the children of disobedience. And, it's I don't blame ICE. I don't blame Rebecca. I don't blame Renee. I just wish that, if we're walking the Spirit of God, I don't think she would have been there.
It's too bad that attitude by her father-in-law didn't kind of filter down to her. This guy sounds like a pretty decent fellow. Kind of a Trump supporter, doesn't blame anybody for what happened and said we have to take responsibility, including his daughter-in-law. And what a horrible thing to hold around. And they're still going at it. They're still, doing the same thing. Minneapolis all over. Anyway, how about one more wonderful Flounder's funny? End up on a happy note. What do you think, Flounder? A little something there.
Currently, I am getting along with my wife better than I ever have in the 20 years that I've known her. Yeah, I figured something out. I had this thought I've never had before. I started thinking about how fast my marriage was going by. I was like, I've been married almost friggin' 11 years at this point. And I started thinking you're not in it. I love when people do that. I've been married for 45 years. Be like, woo! It's like he could ever chain to a radiator. All right? I just started thinking, we've been together for like 11 years, and then I just started thinking all these stupid fights I'm having with her. I don't remember what half of them are about. She agreed to spend her life with me, and I'm being this curmudgeonly hole, and I'm kind of ruining a little bit the one life she has. So at that moment, I was like, you know what? I think in the back nine, I'm just going to try to be a little more agreeable. Just try to go with the flow a little more. Now, I didn't think this was a big adjustment to my relationship. Turned out to be huge. I didn't realize I was that disagreeable. Evidently, I was. Because I quickly noticed my wife talks to me in a regular voice. You know, she doesn't like what I say. She'll give me shit back. She breaks my balls or whatever. But I noticed, though, whenever she was going to ask me to do something with her that she thought maybe I didn't want to do, all of a sudden she would take on like this eggshelly kind of voice, you know? She'd be talking normally, going out tonight, you can do some stand-up, all right, cool. Then all of a sudden she'd just be like, hey, listen, there's always some sort of inanimate object that she was playing with. Yeah, hey, wanted to talk to you about something. Really like timid, like she was trying to figure out which wire to snip so the bomb wouldn't go up. Like, yeah, hey, listen, a friend of mine said there's a new restaurant that opened up. It's supposed to be really good, and I don't know, I was thinking maybe we could go out one night, you know, have a date night, see if it's actually as good as they say. Now, the old me would have been like, oh, yeah, great, fantastic. I'm only on the road 41 weeks out of the year. God forbid I spend one night on my own couch. I mean, Jesus, why don't you just take me to LAX, stick me on a plane and get me back out there? Am I even a person to you? Am I just a machine? That was the old me, but not new easygoing Bill. No, sirree. I just went like, all right, cool, sounds like fun. And she was like, really? And I was like, yeah. And I swear to God, she went, yay. And then she came over and she gave me the sweetest little peck on my cheek. Yeah, I felt that jolt of love you feel in the beginning of the relationship. Took me by surprise and she walked out of the room. I was like, wow, what was that? I want more of that in my relationship. I'm going to try some more of this agreeing shit. This is pretty good. That's basically what it is. All you have to do to make them happy is just once a month agree to some shit that you would never do.
The one and only Bill Burr.
Yeah, and then she may not kill you in your sleep. That's very possible. He is just a funny guy, you know, and it's the guys who just come up with it offhand, like Bergazzi and these guys. Just really talented.
Well, he makes fun of his temper. His temper is one of the funniest things about his comedy. Yeah. You know what I mean? So.
Well, you know, like a redhead, and fiery and everything else. Anyway, boys, tomorrow, Thursday, closing in the end of the week, and God bless America. Pete Kimmerer and Flounder, and tomorrow we do it all over again. In the meantime, sing me home, baby. Christine, I gotta go. You're killing me. Look out, Herb. Stand by.
The Kimmer Show is live on your ride home on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station, Extra 106.3.
A potential off-ramp. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. President Trump indicates the U.S. may not need to take any action in Iran as he's gotten new information on the crackdown on Iranian protesters.
President Trump says he's been told the killings in Iran are stopping amid a violent crackdown on protests across the country.
And there's no plan for executions or executions. So I've been told that on good authority. We'll find out about it.
This week, the president told Iranian protesters help is on its way and warned Iran's regime of very strong action if anti-government protesters are hanged. The Pentagon ordered a drawdown of some U.S. forces in the region. Iran has threatened to strike American bases if the U.S. launches attacks.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House and the president repeating his desire for the U.S. to take over Greenland, claiming the territory of Denmark is a strategic necessity.
If we don't go in, Russia's going to go in and China's going to go in. And there's not a thing that Denmark can do about it, but we can do everything about it.
After meeting today with Vice President Vance and Secretary of State Rubio, a top